Yohallo from paradise. Since your entire existence made me wanna fucking die.
Sun, the rays light up the mundane, this quiet world that I'm from. It slips through my memories gone. My entire being is frozen. The feelings of isolation, the wrath, the envy, the terror, the misery pierces my skin for what feels like forever. Broken shards with no color, I meet eyes with another. Curses give me purpose. My senses fade in and out. I shout, we can be lost together, never remembered. As long as I mean something to you, our worlds finally collide. What body, what mind? You can tell me all your secrets, I will believe it. As long as I mean everything to you. Comes to view, alone once again, nothing I can comprehend. This body that's not mine, an eye for an eye, tears I cannot cry, but I will do anything for you. I will believe in your truths. Lost in a world distant from mine, under icicles as they shine, watching a world with no sun. Welcome a new dawn. My senses fade in and out. I shout, we can be lost together, never remembered. As long as I mean something to you, our worlds finally collide. What body, what mind? You can tell me all your secrets, I will believe it. As long as I mean everything to you. Staring at my reflection, but person in the mirror is no longer me. My senses fading and out. I shout, we can be lost together, never remembered. As long as I mean something to you, our worlds finally collide. What body, what mind? You can tell me all your secrets, I will believe it. As long as I mean everything to you. A story's beginning, giving me meaning. Fall into your world, welcome the winter.
Damn, that shit really sucked. Back when I thought I really did something, but now I can see I'm changing, I'm growing, I'm blossoming. It's so easy to discredit my honest work. Too easy to let those comments just lurk. Fuck it, I won't be a puppet. I will not be lumped in with those who just fake it. Don't need that engagement, cause my entertainment is not a containment. And to my amazement, went from Havana to Nadomai.
Yohallo! Welcome in, everyone. We're from Hawaii. Tonight, don't mind, don't mind. Not my music goes. Sorry, I can't. Anyway, welcome everybody. Hope you're doing great. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your Wednesday night with me. Today we're doing Creative Kori. And if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like a literature study stream. Today we're going to be looking at some poetry and very exciting stuff. I have a poem that was submitted to me that I'm excited to look at. And I also have some poems. I have one from like my class back in university. Obviously, like, I don't have any names on it. Okay, it's anonymous, and obviously this was like years ago, so don't cancel me, please. All right. But yeah, no, I'm gonna be checking theirs out. I can't remember what I said about like critique wise for their poem, but I'm excited to look at it now with like fresh eyes and see how I would critique it now. I dug up the initial versions of some of my poetry, and we're gonna look at that, and we're gonna look at the final version as well, so that way we could look at the difference between the initial version and the final version, because I don't remember. Essentially. I haven't like written like poems in quite a while, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it a lot. Anyway, but let me say hi to chat. Also, sorry that I was a little bit late. I felt like I got hit by a truck, and I just like, why do I feel like this? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna like, hold on, where am I at? So that's why I was a little bit late. I apologize. I'm okay now. I don't know, it's weird. It was like, I just felt weird. I just felt really like gross, and I was like, okay, I need like some tea. I don't know. I need something. I need to lay down a second. Do I have to shit? I don't have to shit. Okay, cross that off the list, you know? So it's like, anyway, that's how I felt. But I'm okay now, I think. I mean, maybe the drugs are kicking in now. Just kidding. I do not, for legal reasons, I do not approve of that. I mean, I'm talking like Motrin. That's what I'm talking like. Let me take a sip. Did you hear that? My fucking buck-ass teeth hit the the cup. I'm just kidding. I don't have buck teeth, but I definitely kind of used to when I don't know, they weren't that bad. I don't know. When I did have brace face years growing up. So I just had like one tooth that was like really like in the middle of like my bottom jaw. I love that name, Gibbons. I don't know why, but it's just great. Hello, welcome in. It's Gibbons. These nuts. I'm sorry. It's not you, it's me. It literally is. I apologize. But thank you for the follow. Hope you have a great Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes. You know what I mean? So we are just chatting right now before I get into the big of the stream. I don't know. No! Oh, heck yeah. Nono's amazing. Heck yeah. Sorry, so I see the emote and it makes me happy. You know what I mean? But thank you. It's Gibbons Carnival Tiger. Anyway, sorry. I was like, where am I taking this? Okay, I'm sorry. Today we are going to be looking at some poetry. I'm doing a segment that I do sometimes on my stream, which is called Creative Kori. It's gonna be a good time. Also, let me say hi to chat. Sorry, I am late. I'm late to say hi to chat. My bad. Good job. Thank you. I appreciate you, Ash. Rapping raccoon. Exactly. More like rabid raccoon. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. Anyway, freedom approaches. Exactly. Snap is not required, but appreciate it. Exactly. Snap. Or do you mean Snapchat? I don't know anymore. What did the Zoomers say nowadays? I'm just kidding. Of course, Mid says something when I say drugs. God damn it, Mid. What's wrong with you? Go drive, okay? I can't believe you started with Uwu Rar XD. By the way, you said raw, and not rar. It's Uwu Raw XD. I know that you miss raw mix, but damn, dude. Anyway, it is stream time. Chill! Thank you for the look. I appreciate you. I hope you had a quick and easy shift, and I hope that you enjoy your hour-long shower, as Infamous says. It is true. You take a long time to get ready. I get it, though. You gotta, do your nails. You gotta, make sure you're wax on, wax off your hair. I get it. It's Infamous! Hello, Infamous! Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're doing great. Let me see. Yo, hello, thank you for the Yohallo. I appreciate it. I always love it when they say Yohallo back. Anyway, is it slam poetry? And do we have to snap? Yeah. I mean, listen, actually, because it's slam poetry, we have to slam into each other. We have to like slam dunk and we have to slam into each other. We're kind of like doing like sumo wrestling and we're just like naked except for like whitey tighties and we're just like rolled up whitey tighties, by the way. And then we just like slam our naked bodies against each other. and we recite poetry as we do that. Anyway. And then we can snap if you want, but you know it's very important that we get the slam in there with the. You can't see me, but I'm doing a little hunch, and I'm putting my arms out and doing a little hunch, and I'm squatting a little bit to do a little bit of a sumo move. I know nothing about sumo wrestling. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying. F's in the chat, you know, drugs exactly. I'm learning. Give me a minute. All this slander. Felt honestly. Mosh pit poetry! Oh my god, literally! Real! Exactly. Wait, hold on. 3 a.m. Xylon. This is the mosh pit poetry right here. Maybe it's loud, by the way, sorry. Hey! Let's fucking go. Oh, I know why it's loud. Why does that turn? I guess it's supposed to be like that. Never mind. Okay, no. It is just like that. Never mind. It's just loud. It's supposed to be a loud clip. I apologize for your eardrums. Anyway, yeah, that's the mosh pit poetry is thrown. What was I gonna say? I forgot. I feel better. Yeah, that's where we go. Let's go! I know, Serenity. I know you like that throne. You know, I know you know. You know. If you know, you know. You know? You know? Let's be nerds, be nerds. Let's be nerds. Whatever that guy said on that clip yesterday. You know, I forgot to post the VOD. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of streams where I get off and I'm just like, I don't know why, but I just can't function, and then I'm just like, okay, guess we're not posting it today. Anyway. But yes, we're doing great. I've been very busy. A little bit about what's going on right now. I've been really revamping and going hard in the tape. No, I'm just kidding. Hard in the emails. I have been reaching out to a lot of different events and conventions. So it's very exciting. I had one event reach back out to me and wanted me to was okay with, basically wanted me to attend their event and they'd give me the booth, and they also wanted me to be a part of the opening and closing ceremony, and I was like, what the hell? So it is a honor. It is a huge honor to have someone interested in me doing that. But I need to understand what they envisioned for that, because I don't really know. There's only so much I can do, you know, because it's I'm just a live 2D anime girl on the internet, you know. It's I don't know what I could do to make it an opening and closing ceremony seem interesting, but I am excited, and I am talking to some other cons as well, so hoping to branch out, and a lot of cons that are also outside of where we have been the last 2 times, which is over in San Francisco Fan Expo, and then we've got Anime Gaming Con, which is in Fresno, CA, California. I don't know why I said the acronym. Anyway, so yeah, I'm trying to look at all of the cons across the United States and also into Canada as well. I'm not really willing to have somebody travel for me, basically, or hire someone to do things outside of the country, because I think the taxes and whatnot definitely get weird there. So yeah, we're just looking at those 2 right now. We being me, really. Spreadsheets on spreadsheets. So that's what's been going on, and I've been very stressed because every time I mean, it's a good and a bad thing, but I check my email and there's just a bunch of things in there, and I'm just overwhelmed, because I already check emails and things like that during my day job. So then to get to it with VTubing, I'm just kind of huh? Words? Be professional? What? But it's really exciting because some of these people have not really dealt with VTubers before, so
it's exciting to kind of inform them and kind of see where their head's at with like trying to get a VTuber at their event. It is complicated though, because what you don't realize is that in order to have a VTuber at your event is like you really do need like Wi-Fi and power. Now, Wi-Fi is something that I know how to provide, potentially. It's like a 50-50 chance that it works, but power is not something that I can provide. I mean, I might be able to, but it would be expensive, so I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of complicated. But anyways, I'm very excited and very busy with all of that. Trying to see where I could go next year, as well as planning into the year after as well. So it's cool stuff, and it's also cool to see like what cons already have like VTubers at them. I don't know if you've ever heard of this con called San Japan. They've already got I think it's that one. I might have them confused. I think San Japan is it though. They've got like the whole like Niji Sanji cast there. They've even got like a special like event for the Niji Sanji people. So that's kind of cool. I think it's San Japan. I might have it mixed up. I'm sorry if I do. But there's a bunch of cons that like have VTubers. It's just like weird to to find that out, I guess, because so many more don't. So it's interesting. There's another con that I was talking to that is literally going to be having their own like VTuber track, which if you don't know what that means, it's kind of like almost like a segment of an entire segment of like a con. So there's like an anime track, there's like a comic book track, and then there'd be like a VTuber track, if that makes any sense. If you've never been to like a conference, then you might not understand, but it's just kind of like a segment of the con. But it's really, really cool because I've never heard of that, but I'm also like inexperienced, but it's interesting. Again, just to see how VTubing is starting to really affect like cons at this point. Yeah, someone else told me that like they just hosted like some Shoujo girls at like this one con that's like ecchi con, and I was like, oh wow. I was like, I didn't even know that. I think there's also a con that's like called Ahegao con, and I was like, huh? I didn't know that. Wow. Anyway, not attending those. All right, just for the record. Sorry to disappoint y'all who wanted me to go to Ahegao con. All right. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Anyway, you forgot to post about. I did be angry. It happens. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Hopefully I remember tonight. We'll see. Anyway, you know, Melody had no. That's exactly who was there. I don't remember if there was someone else. I think it was them. I don't want to name drop though. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know if it's like it's not. I can't. I don't know. But I'm sure it's fine. I don't want to get in trouble though. Anyway, yeah, so it's cool, it's exciting. Anyway, thank you for letting me share that. That's just kind of something that's going on. On top of that, I am still preparing for VTuber Clipmas on Saturday, which I can pull up right now because while I'm talking about it, there you go. So don't forget that VTuber Clipmas is indeed this Saturday. Let me scoot over so you can see the full roster here. But it's really exciting. We've got 24 content creators, 24 VTubers that will be coming onto the show, and they're coming in groups of 3, and there's 8 groups total to make 24. And when the group comes on, we'll like talk, introduce ourselves and whatnot. And then, let me scoot back over, sorry. And then I will present their clips on the stream, and we'll like react to it and chat about it and things like that. And then we'll do the next one, and then the next one, and then we'll say goodbye, closing thoughts and whatnot, and then on to the next group, basically. So that's what's going on with Clipmas. Thank you, Serenity, I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and copy and paste that onto YouTube as well, so y'all don't feel like you're missing out. Don't you worry. Anyway, so that is a VTuber Clipmas. That is the premise. It is the first event of its kind, I think, and it's the first kind of event that type of event. Sorry, it's the first type of event that I am organizing. A lot of work, energy, and effort has gone into this event. So aside from that, though, there are 24 lovely content creators here that you can support, so please come by. Please lurk if you can, stop by and say hi. Any type of engagement is appreciated, because we just want to make sure that everybody has fun in the event, and we think it's going to be a great one. So again, please appreciate and support these 24 VTubers. Also, I don't know if you hear that. Okay, of course they stop as soon as they start. I start getting sassy. Anyway, yeah, very excited to be hosting VTuber Clipmas, and obviously thank you to all those that are participating. The other thing that we've got going on is not Stacy's mom, but we do have a new song that will be releasing on the 21st. Let me turn this off. Sorry. I turned off the wrong one. Sorry. I meant to turn off Kori, and then I turned off. I'm dumb. Okay, here we go. There we are. Okay, sorry. All right, I know how to stream. Thank you. All right. Hey, yo, Ack. What you doing on the mic? Ew, what is this? Anyway, yeah, so that's coming out on the 21st, which is... When the fuck is the 21st? Is that next week? Hey, yo, Ack. It is next week. Holy shit. What you doing on the mic? Where did the time go? Ew, what is this? Anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on. New song next week, next Thursday, Turdsday. It's a rap song. It's like a VTuber DM diss track is the idea behind it. And it's gonna be cool. I'm excited for it. It's very like low effort because I just decided to like do it and that was it, and do it for fun. So there's no like MV or anything like that. It's really like just a song that's releasing on like Spotify. But I'm excited. It's gonna be next Thursday that we release it, and I love the song. Obviously I'm biased, but if you're not interested in rap and diss tracks, don't you worry. We'll have more, hopefully more music on the way. Aside from that, we've also got commissions open over on Coffee if you're interested. We are also almost halfway to our goal for the second game, Xylon's Celestial Curse. I'm very excited for it. If you decide to support the game specifically, or the goal specifically, you will have a shout out in the game. Another way that you can support is through commissions. We've got custom voice messages, we've got art options, and we've also got the like kind of one-on-one VTuber help sessions for lore, or like an actual help session. I do have a waitlist open if you're interested for the one-on-one VTuber help session. I have a waitlist because I am exhausted from the ones that I did last week, to be honest. So I need a little bit of a break. I will reopen them soon, probably another week or two. But if you're interested, like now, feel free to contact me on Discord. You can @me on the community Discord, and I'll create a private chat between you and I. Or you can message me on Coffee, or you can email me. I think I say that on the post. Kōri-Oujo@gmail.com is my email if you would like to do that. We've also added some testimonials. I know you can't really read it because I'm just going to like speed through it right now. But if you are interested in reading the testimonials and getting a better sense of what actual people experienced during the call, feel free to do that. Aside from that, we are also going to be attending a con in February, Anime Gaming Con. This is in Fresno, as I said earlier, and this is February 3rd through 4th. We're going to have a booth, kind of like this one. We'll have meet and greet hours. We'll have, free stuff and new merch. And did I say a booth? Did I say a merch? I don't know. I don't know what I said anymore. Anyways, that's what's going on with these things. We're excited. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me not know what the fuck is going on. All right, everybody. Let me get this set up real quick. All right. But yeah, there's like so much that's happening right now that I'm just like, a part of me is overwhelmed, but a part of me is also just like, okay, this is where I need to go. You know what I mean? Like, this is just like part of being here, you know? Let me go ahead and lower my desk before I get started, by the way. Because you already know, my desk is up. Unless my like body starts to disagree with me, because I was only standing up because I felt better standing up for whatever reason. So if I feel like shit again, then I might stand up again, but you will hear it. Let me take a swig of tea. It has been like crazy tonight, by the way. Like, I don't know, it might just be like where
I'm at in Xylon, but there's like so much going on outside and around me, and I'm just like, oh my god. I think that might be part of the reason why my night is weird, or I'm feeling weird. Like I can hear, like I don't know if you hear it, but there's a fucking siren. This is like the 6-1 today. Ah, yep, there it is. They're coming after me. I said the Motrin drugs. Now they're coming after me. Hold on. Oh no. Okay, there you go. Oh, also, apparently on Twitch, they have this thing going on where if you do 300 like bits or more, Twitch adds like 10% to it. So yeah, if you want to support your streamers, that could be a good way to do it as well. Just FYI. I didn't know too much about it. I don't know much about bits, but it is a thing. How about that? Yeah, I'm not saying that specifically for my stream, by the way. I'm just saying that to mention that it exists. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let me adjust this screen. Sorry. It always, like, the stupid presentation shit always does this. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Alright. Okay. So, I'm gonna scoot over a little bit too. Sorry, I hate that it does that. I don't want it to do that, but it does. Okay, here we go. So today we are doing a creative Kori with the focus on poetry today. And if you don't know, I'll say it again because I've said it a million times, and I apologize to all the people that have heard it a million times already. I have a degree in English with an emphasis on creative writing. The way that you get an emphasis on creative writing is taking specialized classes for obviously creative writing or tailored towards creative writing. And the three classes, the three like high level specialized classes was poetry, nonfiction, and fiction writing. And I took poetry, I took 2 of like the poetry ones, and then I took 1 of the fiction ones. So yeah, that's kind of something a little bit about me. And yeah, I don't really write poetry that much anymore, but I did write poetry, obviously during school, during university, because I had to for my classes. I studied a lot of it. You know, for this classes, a lot of what you do is like read other people's like poems and stories and whatnot, and give feedback and helpful critiques. I do remember that like there was one time that like my professor, I wrote a critique out to somebody's like story, and my professor like obviously also grades the critiques because they're trying to make sure that like you know how to, you know, effectively give constructive feedback. And like my professor literally wrote a little harsh on like one of the feedback I gave to someone. I was like, oof, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I'm a passionate person, but I'm not that way anymore, I promise, okay? I don't even know what I said, to be honest, but it probably was a little bit harsh. I don't know. Sometimes I just got really passionate because like I had to read like every day. I had to read like 3 different stories, and they ranged from like it ranged from like 15 to like 20 pages, and I just got really like I just got really tired of it. I don't know. Anyways, that's my tangent for the night. My bad. My 20th tangent. I mean, but yeah, I don't really write poetry nowadays, but I do write songs, you know, songwriting, which it's not the same obviously it's not the same as poetry, but there are elements that you could feel like are similar between songwriting and poetry. So yeah, it's nice to kind of feel like I've been able to carry some of that over into songwriting. I love to write more poetry, but I just don't have the time, and anyone will say that to you, and what it really means is that they're lazy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just not my focus. But I do enjoy it. I mean, obviously I took like 2 classes of it, and it was a good time. Anyway, yeah, so as we're looking at the poetry, obviously, please keep your comments positive for the most part. You know, please don't be rude or negative towards anything. If you feel like you have some kind of like constructive criticism, please say it gently. Please say it in a way that is actually constructive and not just like blatant criticism. yeah, I'd greatly appreciate it. I mean, obviously this is an open discussion, you know, but we just don't want to be rude to anyone. A lot of people, including myself, like, you know, when you write poetry, when you write something, you put your heart into it, and, you know, you're talking, you're almost like, you know, talking about somebody's like baby. You know, this is like a part of their soul almost. So just be conscious of what you're saying, please. And anything that I feel like is a little bit too harsh, I will delete. So just keep that in mind. I'm not trying to be a douche, by the way. When is Kori's baby review? Real, honestly. Yo, what do you mean by that, by the way? It almost sounds like I'm reviewing people's babies. Could you imagine? That sounds awful. The baby has too big of a forehead. 6 out of 10. I got so too round. That's so mean. I don't think I'd be good at talking about babies. I do not. Children, I don't want children. Let me just make that very clear. It's not that I hate children, by the way. It's just that I don't want to birth a child, okay? I never want that for myself. And I feel like if there is someone else's child, that's fine. You know, I'm cool with that, but I don't want my own. Y'all, pregnancy and childbirth is like literally top fear. Okay? Goo goo gaga, exactly. Looks like an angry sack of potatoes. 3 out of 10, angry sack of potatoes. But you can't eat it. Awful, awful. Banish you to the shadow realm. Literally awful. I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, we're not gonna. I promise I won't say that about your babies, and that's just weird. Yeah. Respectfully, I will say that I have had pictures like sent to me before of like people's like IRL selves and whatnot, and that's all right, whatever. I don't ask for it. I never really want to see. This is just me. Like, I respect people's decisions and stuff like that. If they're comfortable with themselves and they want to, and they're open to that side of like, you know, sharing their personal life with others, like, that's fine. You know, that's your decision. I respect it. But I don't really like. Personally, it bothers me because, like, I think what bothers me is, like, I don't like being in possession. I don't like being in possession of, like, an important picture of yours. Because, like, if it, my brain is, like, if it gets leaked, then they're gonna blame me. You know, so, like, in my head, I'm kind of just, like, I don't want anyone's personal, like, pictures or information because I feel like scared to have it. And that's just me. I'm not saying that I'm gonna send it to anyone. It's just weird. Like, it's the exact opposite, you know? I just feel uncomfortable, like, having it, and it's just, you can just call those dick pics, Kori, we know. I actually don't think I've gotten, like, actual IRL D-pics, but I have gotten the V-Roy D-pics. That was weird. I didn't think that was possible, but it is. Anyway, so, that's that. I lost my train of thought once again. I hate having that knowledge. No, literally, exactly. Howdy, Yohallo. Hope you're having a great day and enjoying yourself. Happy Wednesday. We're going to be looking at poetry today, but first we're talking about weird shit, as usual. But no, I think, like, the weirdest thing, like, personal picture that I've got, maybe not the weirdest thing, but just respectfully, okay, with all genuine respect of my heart, something that I really felt like was a little bit far from me was, like, a picture of someone's kid, like, baby, and, like, you know, it's cute and all. It's great. It's your baby. I respect that that's your baby. But, like, for me, it was just like, oh man, I don't like being in possession of this. Like, it's just weird. And to me, personally, I'm just, like, a little bit uncomfortable. So, it is what it is. I just, like, move past it and just like, you know, delete it from my memory, essentially. But, that's probably, like, the weirdest thing not weirdest thing, but just, like, the hardest thing that I've kind of had to, like, see and try to process for myself. That was like a personal thing. There's plenty of other things. Anyway, so yeah. Hi Tim, how are you doing? Nice to see you, Tim. Hope you're doing great and enjoying your night. It's nighttime. It is nighttime, yes. We're just hanging out and definitely not talking about anything weird. Anyway. What's new, what's good? Makes sense, right? Now I gotta try and top it. How long you think it'd take for me to shave my stomach and draw a face on it? Your stomach, infamous? No, just kidding. I don't know. I've never seen how hairy your stomach is, so I don't really know. But I'm down, honestly. If you want to say, I honestly, fucking do it. I feel like that's better. I don't know. I don't know if you're topping anything. I think you're just like sending something that's better than, you know, that personal of a picture. You know what I mean? I mean, that's art. Yeah, that's real. That's art right there. Not gonna lie. You gotta do that, but you have to do a video and you have to like make it move. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make the face move because that's like the only way you can go about that. But thank you, Miss. I appreciate you. I don't know how hairy your stomach is, so I can't judge how long it takes for you to shave it. I think that's like the hardest part is probably shaving it if you have a lot of hair. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, my favorite ice cream is my favorite cinnamon roll. Hello, Cinna. How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. I don't know what we're talking about right now, but we're talking about something. I hope you're having a great night and enjoying yourself and taking care and staying warm. Hi, Kori. I'm good. Hope you're good, too. Thank you, Tim. I'm doing good, too. I felt like I got hit by a truck before I started stream, which is why I'm a little bit late. I apologize. But I'm feeling better now because the drugs kicked in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding! For legal reasons, that is a joke, and I do not, you know, I don't back that kind of behavior, alright? Thank you. Anyway, the old stomach drawing, speed run. Exactly! I mean, why do you have to shave it? Just draw over your hair. You don't have to shave it, just do it. Gotta get one of those trimmers that has the fine detailing tools and shit. Imagine. It's so funny. And just like that, ads have kidnapped a rib. I'm sorry, Sita. I'm sorry. That was weird. Whenever I like join a stream, the ads immediately start. I don't think I've joined many streams where the ads didn't start immediately. That's what happens for me, at least. That's so weird. I don't know why I did that. I don't have like anything on for the ad manager. So anyway, but yeah, sorry. Today we're supposed to be looking at poetry. Pre-rolls are a biatch. That's true. Yeah. It is what it is. Oh yeah, did y'all hear? Oh my god, did y'all hear about that? I mean, I know y'all probably heard about it. It went viral, but there's like this one streamer who like, just like streamed half naked essentially. Like she just was, you couldn't see like her nips or anything like that, but like she was standing in front of the camera all oiled up and like, you know, you can see her cleavage, right? So, and then she's like, they like redeemed something, and then she starts like dancing, and then you can kind of like, anyway. It's like, holy shit. Oh yeah, that was cool. What do you mean that was cool? Welcome back, Cinna. Sorry about that. I have no control over the ads. Twitch decides that. Blame Twitch. Anyway, thank you for staying by and through the ads. I appreciate it. I don't know what was said by. Oh yeah, I was talking about the naked streamer. DOS allows naked streams out. Woo! Wait, really? Oh, you meant the IRL lady. Oh no, I didn't. I meant the IRL. No, I thought you meant the VTuber pro. Oh, what? I was like, that was Serenity. That was cool. Okay, I didn't know you were into that. I didn't know you were watching that. Okay. The stream meta with the women who show sugar boobs on stream without showing nip. Right, exactly. The VTuber protest too is super funny. What happened? I don't even know. What is it? No, I'm just messing with you, Serenity. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Screenshot clipped. They went from hot tub streams to nude streams. It's great. My following page has never looked much like the. Are they really? That explains why they updated the Twitch to it. Wait, I'm sorry. What is actually going on? Can anyone tell me, please? Is it actually allowed to stream naked? Can y'all not mess with me? I'm so confused right now. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that like VTubers were protesting and stuff like that, but like what actually is going on? I have no clue. I low-key almost considered joining it, but I was too lazy. I also didn't want to get banned. Oh, that's so funny. The TS was actually updated. Just VTubers being half naked on stream, just like the streamer being topless without shit. Oh, okay, got it. Grab the link if you'd like. I do want to see it. Go ahead, send the link. I think you should be able to. I don't know, actually. Whatever, send it. Send it somewhere so I can look at it. Oh, thank you. All right, wait, hold on. I don't want it to show up on the stream. Let me see. Updating our approach to sexual content and content classification labels. Oh god, there's so many words. Can anyone TLDR this for me? Can anyone TLDR this for me, please? What the fuck is this saying? What? Okay. What is changing? Right. Previously prohibited, but now allowed. Sorry. Artistic nudity! Oh no! I don't know about this, man. I don't know about... You know what low-key annoys the shit out of me? Is that it's all about females. No offense. I know that, like, really it's only, like, you know, guys only have one part of them, but it's like, breast, breast, breast. Just like, oh my god. No offense, everybody. Look, I am here for gender equality, and all I can say is that it just annoys me that it's just like breast, breast, breast. Well, what about dick? Okay, I want to hear about dick. Damn it. Anyway, it's all about the titties. No, legit. You know what I know? I don't know. I'm not like one of those free the nip people, but I don't get why like guys are allowed to like have their tits out, and then girls are not allowed to do that. Like, I don't understand that. It just kind of annoys the shit out of me. It's no offense, but some guys have bigger titties than ladies, okay? And that's fine, okay? But I'm just saying, I'm here for equality, okay? Equality! Say it with your chest, you know what I mean? Anyway, whatever. AI just malfunctions. True. If you add the sexualized content tag, you can do it a lot. That's so crazy. So, like, this really is just like, what is it, chatter... What is it called? God damn it. I only know it because like other VTubers fucking use this shit. The bait of the chatter. It's like the same shit, right? It's like so they're just becoming that now? Shit. Alright. I guess I gotta get a model with my titties out. I gotta I can finally get the nipple physics! Yes! Let's go! Hell yeah! I can finally get the nipple physics. This is a moment I've been waiting for my whole life. I get to have nipple physics, and it's gonna be like all off too, and it's gonna be like physics at 100%. Like, I'm so down. Let's go! All right, sorry. She's gonna. I am. Can we just get a boob on Axe head? Real. Nah, I'm just messing around. I'm messing. I'm just kidding. I'm messing. Anyway, thank you. VTubers are gonna start getting nasty. Yeah, that's true. Yep, keywords there. Some news guy. That's true. It's all about the titties. Free the booba. Yup. Copy your tits about to have a new meeting for Kori. I'm so excited. I have to say, I made a foul clip. What do you mean you made a foul clip? I'm scared. Hello, Anonymous. I appreciate you for the follow. I hope you have a great day. Or is it not a moose? Like it's like a moose cake. You know what I mean? So many raccoons. That's that doopy what we have. We can also fart if you're interested. Wait, hold on. We're getting boop right now, but you can also fart if you want. Here we go. Wait. Rack attack. Here we go. Who has the gnarliest fart? Alright, there you go. Sorry. I just had the what? What are you talking about right now? I can't read that, okay? You know that I'm a streamer and I can't read. Alright, wait. I want to look at the clip. Hold on. Sorry, Infamous. Thank you for the clip, by the way. Let me look at it now. It just annoys me that it's just like... Oh, what is this? I already don't like where this is going. I already don't like where this is going. Hold on, let me see. Let's see. Okay. And it just annoys me that it's just like breast. Well, what about dick? Okay, I want to hear about dick. And it just annoys me that it's just like breast. Well, what about dick? Okay, I want to hear about dick. And it just annoys me that it's just like breast. Well, what about dick? Okay, I want to hear about dick. Look, I speak the truth. I speak the truth here, okay? Don't look at me like that. Oh god, what the hell is on my fucking screen right now? Get that off the shit. Anyway, here's the bullet points, by the way. So now we can use a label and we can be naked, apparently. So that's pretty lit. It's a restaurant, ya ding-a-ling. Oh, that's right! You're right. Okay, I have heard of that restaurant. I was like, that looks familiar, and I don't know what it is, but I thought... I was thinking about Quiznos, if anyone remembers Quiznos. Oh god. Anyway, let's go! Congratulations on the CQS part. Put that on a Kori out of context account. Yeah, exactly. What was that clipping? Oh yeah, it was a clip that Infamous submitted. Thank you, Infamous, for the clip, and that is pretty gnarly. Pretty crazy. Oh yeah, I think you can clip like after like 5 minutes or something like that. I can't remember what the rule is that I put on. Oh, I have to burp. Oh, Jesus. My burps have been nasty, like, ever since I, excuse me, ate the other day. I would not be surprised if I just started, like, dry heaving. Sorry. What am I doing right now? I said that I was gonna do this creative Kori, and I'm sorry. I got so sidetracked. Okay. Alright, we're gonna get it started in here. But yeah, I want to one day we're gonna have nip physics. I'm just kidding. I can't do that, unfortunately, because I'm not that kind of streamer. Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay. Sorry, so let me restart. We're doing a creative Kori segment today. We're gonna be looking at some poetry. And it's gonna be a cool time. We had someone submit a poem to us, and I'm very excited to read aloud, and you know, check out, because it's gonna be a good time. You know what I mean? Anyway, so here we go. Please again, remain respectful with all of your comments and whatnot, and be nice. Thank you. Look, I can be constructively feedback kind of person because I have the credentials for it. All right. Anyway, hello John, how are you doing? Welcome in. You joined just at the right time. We're about to get started here, looking at some poetry. All right, here we go. Sorry. There we go. Okay. While I read it, sorry, I know it's good. It's doing that stupid glitch thing. While I read it, I'm gonna turn off the racks for a second, just so that it's not intruding. Okay. All right, this is titled, "It is art. Pencil brought to paper. Upon it, a lifelike figure. Give it a pose and mood, a flourish of thought and attitude. And just like that, imaginary life can start. After all, it is art. Music wafting in the air, a girl spins followed by her hair. She twirls and turns, oh so fair, together with her partner, the perfect pair. Her dance warms the heart. After all, it is art. Man takes up his gun for a world he left behind, filled with love and fun. His enemies scream and bellow as he lays dying along with his fellow. The bombs and bullets fly and dart. After all, this too is art." Very nice. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful poem right there. I enjoyed that one. That feels good. I love the how do you call it? The timing, the spacing, the way that this flows. It just feels like fluid. And I know that like you assume that that's how most poetry is, but some other poetry is not. So I had to point that out. Obviously, I love the rhyme scheme. It's effective, and I love the imagery. I think like something that I always struggled with like my poetry is like having particular words that just like words different. I don't know how to explain it. I know that sounds silly, but it's almost like pretty words, like for lack of a better term. I always like struggled to have like words that felt extravagant, and I feel like all these words are words that like we all know, so they're not like crazy, extravagant, big, quote unquote, big words, but they all work together so well. And I don't know, I like the word flourish. I know that like it's a common word, but it's just so pretty. It's a nice word, and the way that like that description as well, you know, pose and mood, a flourish of thought and attitude. It's so real because, like, you know, when we're talking about art, that is really it. I mean, not really it, but that is a really great way to define like poetry. It's really pretty. Sorry, let me bring the avatars back up so you can see the racks. There you go. Anyway, I love just like the heart-warming, uplifting imagery that we get, and like you get the sense of like familiarity and welcoming warmth when you read the first part of the poem, you know, because it's like a familiar outlook on art, you know. It's like the pretty sides of art, you know what I mean? And then we get to the latter half of the you know, poem, and I feel like you start to really it just hits so much harder because of like the pretty positive imagery, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, a gun? Wait, why do we have a gun all of a sudden? And it's just great because like I think the line that definitely stood out to me was, for a world he left behind filled with love and fun. What's crazy is like it's so real, like the imagery is just so effective here. I immediately like saw like a montage of like scenes with just that line, and that's really powerful. And it's just like, I love that. I know that I'm a very like visual poetry person, poet, I guess, and I love that the how the sentence is broken up, like, for a world he left behind, comma, filled with love and fun. And the way that it looks is like this line, filled with love and fun, is really like separated from the rest of like the other lines. Like you can almost like see, like if you were, you know, you can see this little dot here. You can almost like feel like, you know, it's just like these steps here, right? And this is like, this line, filled with love and fun, really does kind of feel isolated in that sense. And I love that it's isolated because it's just like everything else in this like stanza is like negative. Well, not negative, but it's just like intense, you know what I mean? And then we've got like this really almost like naive feeling of saying, or like wording, like filled with love and fun. It's almost like naive. Like that's something that like almost like a child would say, like, oh, there's love and fun and pancakes and waffles and rainbows and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what I feel when I read that by itself. And then to see it with like next to like, for a world he left behind, and it's describing this world that he left behind, to then now continue and talk about some really like dark imagery of like enemies and essentially dying with his comrade, you know what I mean? I think that's like really powerful, very effective. And it is true that everything is an art, and I think this definitely shows like the wide expanse of what it means for everything to somehow be an art, you know? Someone's trash is another man's treasure, right? And it's kind of the same thing. Like, we might not think that death is art, but someone else does. Someone who works, you know, mortuary assistant somehow found art in death, right? They made a whole game out of it. You know, so it's kind of crazy to think that, you know, there's just the term art is like so vast. And obviously I feel like this kind of pokes at a bigger commentary of just like how art is nowadays. Like modern art is so weird. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if anyone's seen this, but there's like this video of just like this guy who like I don't know the context of what is going on, so don't I'm looking at this without any context, but like this video of this guy who has like a paintbrush, and it's just like has the color black on it. There's just black paint on this paintbrush, and he holds it at his side, and he runs and like jumps on a trampoline, and then he like falls, but he holds the paintbrush against this white canvas, and then he just like has it and there's just like a line that has like the jump on the canvas. Like it's just like a, I don't know. It's just like, to me that was kind of like, is this art? I don't know. I guess this is modern art, you know. I don't know. So that's pretty much why I feel like that was like something like that is like the way that like modern art is now is like so strange, you know. And so I don't know, that's just kind of how I feel. But modern art is something that hopefully I will one day understand, and if not, then I just won't ever understand it. So that's cool. Anyway, basically, it's a great poem. Now, if I start talking about here's like kind of my feelings towards it, as far as like off the rip, like first thoughts. And obviously, like I like to when I like to preface this by like usually I read the poem like 3 times, and I kind of have been reading it while I've been talking. And I also like to have the person like actually read their poem, because like you will find that like the way that somebody reads their work is like how they intended to deliver the work to you. And the way that I read the work is just kind of like whatever I think that would, you know, be good for it and like flows for the poem. So it's definitely like hard for me to like say that I know everything about this poem. Obviously that's impossible, but I just want to preface before I start talking about some things that maybe I at least as in my personal opinion, things that I would like to see potentially. But obviously, like, no one is entitled, or like you don't have to feel like you have to make any changes. This is a beautiful poem, you know what I mean? But if I were to like recommend things on potentially making it like more effective, or like, you know, improve it in some way, I have a couple of things that I could recommend here. But first, let me check the chat real quick. My bad. Doing men. I'm sorry to hear that, John. I hope you have a better day and have some snacks. Thank you for spending some time with us today. We do appreciate it. I hope you feel better, obviously. It do be Wednesday, so hopefully the weekend is coming soon. Coming soon, the weekend. It sounds awful. Anyway, hello, Jace. Welcome in. How you doing? Hope you're having a great Wednesday as well. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Anyway, I will not scream in your ear this time. Today we're doing a Creative Kori segment where we're looking at some poetry. There's one that was submitted to us, and then the other ones that I'll be looking at a little bit different, but it's just poems. So basically that's what we're doing today. Chill stream, just hanging out, having a good time. Appreciate you being here. Hope you have a great Wednesday and taking care. Anyway, is this a situation where the lady has a raccoon pet, or the raccoon is puppeting lady? That's so funny. So my lore is actually that I am a raccoon that got isekai'ed into Ice Princess's body, and I'm living in this like world called Island because that's where the Ice Princess resides in. But no, I don't. This raccoon is just for show. I mean, this is Ack. Actually, Ack has like a whole different reason of existence. So we are 2 separate entities. You know, and you know, Ack is just hanging out here and having a good time, and obviously definitely not named after anything of, you know, mass destruction or like a weapon or anything like that. I don't know why you would think that, but you know, Ack is just Ack, so just yeah, that's it. Anyway, just messing around. But yeah, if you're interested in learning more about my lore, I do have a game out that goes deep on it, but it's okay. It's just a thing that you don't have to care about. Anyway, it's an Ack same, honestly. Thank you. I appreciate that. We do like to go dumpster diving at 3 a.m. You know, it just be a thing. Anyway, sorry. I'm catching up on chat. Also, thank you everybody for your patience. I am obviously talking a lot, and oh, thank you, Serenity. Here, I will post that in the YouTube chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. I am multi-streaming I'm on both YouTube and Twitch in case you see anything that looks weird, or you think that, or if you notice that I'm responding to things that might not be in either chat. Anyway, thank you for understanding. So you'd say the performance is as important as the art itself. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's as important. I would say, I mean, to a certain extent, yes. I think for poetry, like it is like nice to have for sure, because I think like with like the way that poetry tends to be more emotional, you know, it tends to be abstract. And when you have like the extra context of having someone like read their poetry aloud, it helps like you understand like what are the emotions that this person is trying to draw out, you know what I mean? It definitely depends though, because again, like sometimes like people are not like, for example, this is a bad example because like I might not be right, but let's just say like the line like music wafting in the air, I could read that as positive, but maybe that actually means something that's like a little bit sad and solemn, you know what I mean? It's probably not, I'm not saying that, but like I could read that music wafting in the air and the author could read it music wafting in the air, you know what I mean? So like it just like the way that the author says it, it helps you understand exactly what the author was trying to like get out of like the reader and the emotions that they were trying to portray. But obviously like with poetry or with anything really, if the reader can't understand what emotions you're trying to portray in the first place, it might be like, just from reading it, it might be like there might be more effective ways to go about like writing the poem, right? So it definitely, like, I'm not saying that it is more important. Maybe in some cases, depending on, like, you know, I don't know, actually. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think that, like, personally, it's just nice to have the extra context and to, like, better give feedback to, because, like, then I really know, like, okay, here's what it is art is trying to, like, tell me, and the emotions that it's trying to, like, get out of me, basically. So that's kind of, like, the reason why. Sorry, I know that's, like, a really long explanation. But yeah, because like I know that when I read poems and like my own work, like, and then I hear somebody else read my work, they elongate certain words, they like have different reactions and emotions towards certain words, you know, and that's just like their own experience in life and stuff. So it's interesting to see like how it affects somebody else, right? And what they like focus on, I guess. There you go. Anyway, sorry. The weekend already came out on Fortnite. I know. I freaking am so tired of it. Like, I think it's because of freaking Mid and Infamous. I don't know. But I keep getting these Fortnite freaking videos recommended to me. I'm just like, I don't want anything to do with this game, please. It's so annoying. I, like, don't look up anything. It's just literally, like, the FBI listening in on me. Anyway, yeah. So, unfortunately, I know about the stupid weekend thing. Woo, Fortnite. Stop. Shut up, Also, wait, hold on. Serenity, by the way, I think it was you. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I saw that you posted your viewer Twitch thingy, and I sincerely appreciate you, or seeing that. I think I was in your top 5, you know, watched streamers, and thank you for that. I appreciate it. And thank you for supporting the stream. Okay, sorry. And thank you everybody for supporting the stream. Yeah. It's been a wild year. Anyway, let's see. It started as a poem with a repeated phrase. I chose it as art. When I thought of art, I immediately thought of the usual things: drawing, paintings, music, dance, and so on. Also, this is the author talking, by the way. But I didn't want my poem to be all fluff. I wanted it to have meaning. So I thought of things that were considered art, but were pretty in nature. So I thought of a debate, the art of arguing, martial or marital? I think it's marital. Martial arts, the art of martial arts, sorry. I always like, I'm never sure if it's like, is it merit? Because I know there's like different, okay, I know, that's fine. I have an English degree, thank you. Martial arts, the art of fighting, and then lastly, the art of war with the literal meaning. When I did that, it just hit completely different. Oh, okay, interesting. So you did have like stanzas that were about the debate and like martial arts and stuff like that, but then did you write those out, or you just like, and then you had the art of war and then you landed on that as your last stanza, or like, did you just decide like, okay, you just wrote the last one the way it is, art of war? You are amazing. Thank you, Arthur. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. You're amazing as well. Hope you're having a great day. We're doing Creative Kori segment right now. But yeah, eat some snacks, do all that cool stuff. Anyway, you'd have been a lot higher if you weren't on YouTube exclusively half the year. That's true. No, you're good. No. I don't expect anything. Like, I'm surprised that I'm even in somebody's top watch. So thank you. I appreciate it. Don't worry about it. It's totally cool. I know it's weird to be going back and forth. I am very surprised with, I'm thankful and surprised at the growth that we've had on both platforms. Because I know that multi-streaming is kind of weird. So, yeah. I thought them out, but then when I realized they elevated from level to level, I just decided to go with war. The sudden jump made its impact more intense. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. for sure. I do agree that like the jump to war felt so much more intense and just hit you so much harder for sure. So yeah, I think it's a great addition to it. I think if I were to consider some potential constructive feedback, and the first part is really just because of like my own preference in the way that I read poetry and write, and this is obviously again only to elevate what you already have in the ideas that you already have here. Something that I like to do is visually make my poem like intense, and maybe this is not the kind of poem that you would want to do that. You know, obviously this is all of this is up to the author's discretion. I'm not saying you should change anything. I'm just making some suggestions on something you could potentially do if you really wanted to. Okay, you don't have to do any of these things. You don't have to. It's all good. Okay, there you go. This is your poem, and I'm dying. Okay, thank you. So basically, I'm a very like visual person when it comes to like poetry and stuff like that, and I feel like, you know, if you really wanted to take, you know, your poetry to like a whole different level, and you want it to like really feel like it's hitting harder, you could also like mess with the way that a reader is reading your poem and like visually receiving your poem. I do like the simple layout of this poem, don't get me wrong. I think it is like effective, and it makes it almost like it makes it like you don't expect it. Like you don't expect like this switch at the end, you know what I mean? And I do think that there is definitely beauty in that. If you really wanted to make this switch up even more like intense, you know, without like really changing like the flow of the words too much, like consider like breaking up the last stanza, where it's like, instead of it being aligned by the left, make it aligned by the right, so it's kind of like on the other side, so it'd be like over here basically. And you'd have like all of these on this side, and then all of a sudden it's like on the left hand side here. And again, this is just to like force the reader to like really see, like visually see a drastic change in like, you know, what is happening in the poem. Again, maybe you don't want to go that route. This is just like something that I personally enjoy, because like I'm a visual person. But yeah, I mean, you do have like the italicized like two, like this two is art, right? To give emphasis on like the two. I would almost go as far as saying like italicize like all of it, like this like the whole this is art, like I would almost italicize like the it is art, and then like this too is art, like have it all italicized, only because it's like, it's just a way to make the words like even more powerful if you want, again, because like it just makes it stand out, and it again visually forces me to like think about that. And obviously it's already effective as it is, but if you really wanted to elevate it, that is another suggestion. And obviously this is kind of like feels like more formatting and things like that than like anything else, but it is something that like I've found to help. Because like when in the past when I've done poetry and I've done things to like I'd bold some words, or I would mess with like I know you did the same thing, but you wait, no you didn't. Well, you kind of did, but you mess with like the capitalization of words and things like that. It really like makes you stop and think about it. You know, like something else that you could potentially do, and I don't know exactly where you might do this in this poem, but like if you wanted to, you could start like capitalizing the words like in this section, for example, or maybe you capitalize the word somewhere else. Not like all caps, but just like all of like the you know, it's all lowercase as the line starts, which is fine. But like again, it's just to like make the word stand out, or like give emphasis on something that on a section or something that you want to leave the reader with. And I, for example, like in my poetry, which I can show you later, I like to capitalize like other people and then lowercase like the me's and the I's, because like in some of my poetry I talk about like, for example, like putting yourself in like below another person, essentially. So you like, since you're putting someone else on a pedestal and you're putting yourself like under it, basically, you like lowercase like things that have to do with like first person, essentially, and then like anything else, like I'll uppercase like their names, or like he, she, they, you know what I mean? So that's like a suggestion if you really want to. I don't know exactly like where you would want to do that here. It's just something if you would be interested in, essentially. But yeah, I do think like something that I feel like could really also make this feel a little bit more interesting is having more, I guess, like, how do I explain this? I really like the imagery that you have here. I think like I would love to see if you could up the ante more and really like, you know, like add more, as you say, flourish of thought and attitude. Like there obviously is like movement within the lines here, you know, especially like music wafting the air, a girl spins followed by her hair, she twirls and tins, oh so fair, twirls and turns, oh so fair. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely like movement within the words, but I would almost like want to see almost more extravagant words within here to really like make this like personal. I don't know how to explain it, but it just like will make the I would want to see like a contrast of words like between the first part and the second part. Like you've got like words that are very like beautiful. Like one of the poems that I wrote, I looked up like different kinds of like flowers, and there was a flower called a spatterdock. I didn't know what the fuck a spatterdock was, but I thought it was a pretty word, so I decided to add it. And it's like just words that you might not commonly hear, you know what I mean? But it just sounds pretty to say out loud. I know that sounds really like elementary school, but all I'm saying is that like I would almost want to see like at the beginning like these like more extravagant and like pretty words to like make it feel like, oh, this is like all so beautiful. Art is like, you know, especially art in itself, it's such a like an advanced and like abstract topic to talk about anyway, right? There's, like you said, there's so much in it. Art is like everywhere, and it almost feels like something that is like, you know, not untouchable, but it feels both like close but distant at the same time. And it's like, it'd be interesting if you could like kind of display that kind of feeling of like how art is so widespread but also unattainable in some form, you know. And I think seeing like more vocabulary that would be able to out loud or even in our heads like make us think like, oh, that's a pretty word, or like, okay, now we're like that's an interesting way to describe something, you know what I mean? It's like kind of like it's kind of like cliche, but almost like also more things to describe like the type of things. Like, so a girl spins followed by her hair, and this is just like a bad example and it's cliche, don't use it unless you really want to, but like something like a moonlit hair, or like sunlit hair, or sun-kissed hair, you know. It doesn't even need to like, it doesn't need to be a color, but just as like something that's almost like, again, abstract, like maybe like you know, an apple. I'm just thinking of something that's on my desk right now. Silky apples and chocolate, or something like that. I don't know. But just like something that's like different and like describes the hair, but also like adds vocabulary to like really make it feel like beautiful and like you want to be on this side of art, basically. And again, there's art in vocabulary too. There's art in language, right? And this is part of poetry. Is you know, at the core of it is the art of language and emotion. And it'd be very cool to see, you know, almost like this this multiple perspective on art, and then another perspective, another level of it, of like we're also creating this language art that poetry allows us to do by using, you know, interesting vocabulary and things like that, visual art as well, you know. So yeah, that would be pretty cool to see. And again, these are just suggestions, but and then to contrast like the pretty sun-kissed moonlit shit, sorry, that sounds like intense, but basically to contrast like all that pretty stuff, then to like potentially in the last stanza to have more like grotesque like imagery, like, you know, blood and guts and like dirt in your mouth and in every crevice of your body, you know, losing your hearing, even like maybe somehow inserting something about mental illness, because a lot of like people who go to war, you know, unfortunately end up having a lot of mental illness issues. You know, like really digging into the evil that art can be, I think would be very interesting. And I wouldn't even mind if you grew more, like if you expanded on this last stanza. I do think it's powerful, like the way it is right now, but it'd be interesting to almost see like, you know, you continuing this stanza, making this like stand out more by being even a bigger, a longer block of text, and it just is like going down this rabbit hole of just like chaos almost. And this is something that I like to do like in my poetry as well, like when I'm trying to really hone in on like a particular emotion. Like for example, I'll like have a lot of space in the beginning where it feels like the reader has more time to digest the words, and then as it goes down it starts getting more chaotic, and it's just like words upon words upon words, they're right next to each other, they're all over the place, and like it starts to get to a point where like the reader is like overwhelmed and reading faster, you know what I mean? So like you can actually like very much control the way like a reader literally experiences like this poetry movie, you know what I mean? So just a suggestion, again, like maybe even going deeper on the last stanza, because again it hits us so hard, but it almost like leaves like it almost leaves it a little bit anticlimactic, because it's like, well, I want more, like we're hitting this climax of like literal death, you know what I mean, and just like some of the worst sides of the human race. And it's like kind of interesting to like obviously see it in a poem, and I'd want to read more about it, you know what I mean? So potentially having some of that in there would be cool. But those are just my suggestions. Again, this is a wonderful poem. This is so well done, and even if you didn't change anything at all, that's totally great. It's totally fine. These are all just my opinions and my feedback. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for being here again. Let me go ahead and submitting this as well. Anyway, sorry. When I shared it in my poetry class, people also said it can be interpreted as a single person's life, kid drawing pictures, dancing with a girl he loves, then fighting in a war as an adult. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it could definitely, for sure. It's like this arc of like a life, for sure. That's true. I like that interpretation as well. Yes. Hello, welcome in. Junwoo is lost. I feel that we are also lost today. Lost in the sauce. The poetry sauce. I'm just kidding. Welcome in. We are doing a Creative Kori segment. We are looking at some poetry and enjoying ourselves. Good time. You know. Spatter dog. Exactly. Thank you, Serenity. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. And if you're not, have some snacks. Hopefully it feels better after that. But we appreciate you spending some time with us today. Thank you. But yes, thank you so much for submitting your poem. It is art. It is very pretty. It is art. And I do appreciate it. And it's very cool to read other poetry and remember the reasons why I enjoy poetry. So thank you for once again sparking my interest in these things. Anyway, so next up I have a poem that was sent to me through one of my poetry classes. Dax, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, milk him in. Yep. I'm just gonna go ahead and just, you know, these nuts, do it for myself. Thank you. Anyway, sorry. Hope we have a great Wednesday. So what's up, my dudes? We are just hanging out. We're doing a Creative Kori segment of the stream where we're looking at poetry. So we're just chilling, hanging out, chatting, doing weird stuff like that. You know what I mean? But we have a great Wednesday. And if you're not, eat some snacks, damn it, and feel better. I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, this was submitted to me when I was in university, and it's definitely changed since then, I'm sure, but I'm gonna look at it and see what I would critique it now, because I don't remember what I said, but I know that I said some stuff. Anyway, thank you for the opportunity to share. Great feedback, much appreciated. Of course, thank you. I appreciate it as well. I will be showing like my poetry in like the next poems or my poetry. If you're interested in seeing my poetry, since you shared, I will also be sharing for sure. If you're interested, you don't have to be interested. But yeah, I'm gonna show the next poem now. Okay, this is called Inside Out, and I know this might be a little bit difficult for you to read, so I apologize, but let me go ahead and read it out loud. And I'll also turn off the avatars as I am doing that, just so that way I can properly look at the screen. Okay. Again, this is not my poem. This is a fellow student at the time, their poem. Okay. So, Inside Out. I want to build cinder blocks around all my house, to inside the in and to outside the out. No bills, no news, no shopping, no chores, just wide bricks and mortar, flat ceilings and floors. I want to build cinder blocks around all my heart, to inside the in and to outside the hurt. No parents, no siblings, no lovers, no friends. Turned off my phone and it's quiet again. I want to build cinder blocks all around the whole world, to outside the out and to inside the soul. No famine, no flooding, no war, and no death. I keep outing and inning until there's none left, but I can't afford bricks and I can't afford mortar. So how in the hell should I stop world hunger? Don't ask about it outside. Inside's a disaster. No questions, no questions, no questions, no answers. Oh, it's very nice. It's always surprising to me that like we were like in college reading this kind of shit. Anyway, sorry. I mean, college is like literally the worst time of someone's life sometimes. So anyway. Okay, let me bring the avatars back on. Beautiful. Oops, I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. Beautiful poem. This was very nice. I know that at the time of reading this, I was always like angry because I had more like stuff to read. You know what I mean? But no, I do enjoy that. That was very pretty. I know I'm sorry that it's hard for y'all to see it. Well, hopefully it's not that hard. It's hard for me to see it. But anyway, no, that was really cool. I mean, I like the repetition of like, I want to build cinder blocks. You know what I mean? I do think like cinder blocks is something that you don't hear that often. And I remember that this person, I think they said that their like family worked in construction. So like they knew more about like construction terms. And I could definitely see like, not just in this poem, but there are other poems that like they included like those like very peculiar terms that you don't hear unless you're in construction. You know what I mean? And I think it's really cool. I mean, construction in itself is such a interesting thing because you're just like building a foundation and from that up, you know? And it's really cool. And it's interesting to see the way that this poem looks as well. It kind of looks like what do you call it? It looks like those those pillars. It looks like a pillar, like almost like a one of those like Greek pillars, you know what I'm talking about, to like temples or something like that. And it looks like, you know, it just never got finished because it was like we've got one pillar that's full, but then we've got like a fourth of one, you know what I mean? And I think that definitely like visually is so cool because it's like it ends with no answers, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that's it doesn't end. There's no ending to this. There's no full pillar, you know what I mean? We've only got one and a fourth of one. You know, and I think it's really cool because like I can tell what some of the inspirations were here. You know, I think this was during the start of the pandemic. I think it's, and at least around that time. And you can definitely feel like, for sure, there's anger within like having to stay inside all the time, but there's also anger within like the outside world, and you can feel like this emptiness for sure. And the like amount of like no, you know, it's like it's both like got this like childlike feeling where you're constantly saying no, 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 you know, like, or someone's constantly saying no to you because you're like a kid and you just like have these like ridiculous requests, like you want to be a unicorn and they're just like no, you know what I mean? There's like this sense of like naivety to it that just is like very almost like juvenile and like pure, like innocent, and I definitely like that as well. To be able to draw it out during like something with these words that are very like powerful and like, you know, like world hunger is like a common thing that we're like talking about, but it is like very, it's a real problem, you know what I mean? And it continues to be one. Talking about very intense topics while also having like this sense of like purity with it is like very interesting to see in a poem. So it's very cool. It's cool to look back on this. I wonder what I said for my feedback. I do know that I said that like it was great. I know that I liked it. Because I do remember reading that, but I don't know what else I said. I don't know. Can't remember. I do think that like overall, the pacing is a little bit weird. And I don't know if that's just again because of like the way that the poem is structured. I just feel like when I was reading it out loud, I felt like it was a little bit hard to try to figure out where to pause or like what kind of emotion this was supposed to portray. So like for example, like the I don't know if this is a point, but like when we have like the middle part. I want to build cinder blocks around all my heart, to inside the in and outside the hurt. No parents, no siblings, no lovers, no friends. I turned off my phone and it's quiet again. That line, I turned off my phone and it's quiet again, that kind of tripped me up because it was like outside. It was very like, it was just that one line that's like just sticking out and you can like visually see it too. And I don't know, to me that line doesn't have that much significance compared to the rest of the poem. Like I almost wouldn't want to stop the flow here. Like we've got the flow of like, I want to build cinder blocks, I want to build cinder blocks, you know what I mean? So like I feel like we shouldn't, I would almost take that line out or replace it with something else or have it at the very end, you know what I mean? At the end of that pillar. That might work better if the author chose to include it still, because like I feel like it just kind of tripped me up a little bit, and it's not that powerful compared to like what we've got going on, you know what I mean? It is powerful to be like, I turned off my phone and it's quiet again, but it's like we've got like the terms like cinder blocks and brick and mortar, like that literally is brick and mortar. Like it's kind of like the traditional way of like building things, right? And then we've got like a phone, and I feel like that it's a modern thing, you know, and technology, and it feels like it almost doesn't belong there also because of that. Like it's like, to me it was just like, you know, a phone is like something kind of this is out there. So I might move that down, but I do like the idea of saying like I keep outing and inning until there's none left. I almost want to like hear more about that. Like, you know, it's like I almost would want some kind of imagery, and I don't know if this is just like the horror person in me Junji Ito talking in me, but like I would almost want like some grotesque like description of like outing and inning, like how much it's hurting you, you know? And that's the only reason why I'm saying it's almost grotesque, because like you're not saying it hurts, you're saying that like you're literally like squeezing yourself so thin and so desperately that there is none left, you know what I mean? And I would almost want some kind of line here to really connect, like I keep outing and inning, something about, you know, how that affects you physically or emotionally, or just some abstract way of describing the pain of outing and inning. You know, is it like flipping your skin inside out constantly, you know, until there's none left? Like, that'd be pretty cool. I think that would be neat. You know, because that would, again, this like is kind of made to stand out as well, you know, these two lines here. So it'd be cool to see it stand out even more by having some kind of line about, you know, ugly stuff. But anyway, yeah, and then I love like this is like a very like self-reflection kind of, or like, it's almost like you're talking to yourself, or you're hearing the author talk to themselves. You know what I mean? I think that's really interesting as well. And I wonder if like the last the last stanza here, don't ask about outside, inside's a disaster. I almost want that to start with like, please don't ask about the outside. Please know that inside's a disaster, or something like that. Because it's kind of like, I almost like want it to feel like, because again, this is like, we're considering that, you know, this seems like an author's reflection on themselves and their own mind space, headspace. And I wonder like if it's almost like they're writing this to have someone listen to them, and they know that somebody is like listening to them, you know? And I think it'd be really cool to have like the last stanza almost like break that fourth wall and be like, and almost address the reader directly and be like, please don't, like begging, like, because like, again, this no questions, no answers, it very much feels like begging, because you want to ask a question but you can't because there are no answers, you know what I mean? Or if you asked a question, there are no answers, so it's like a lose-lose situation, you're desperate. I would want to like draw out that desperate feeling within the last stanza even more, with like a please don't, you know? Almost like begging almost, but that'd be kind of cool. That's all I'm saying, okay? Just my thoughts on this poem that is very old. That's not that old, but is not mine as well, by the way. Anyway, it is a very pretty, beautiful poem, though. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Let me catch up on chat. My bad. Thank you for listening to my critique. I am. Yes, thank you. I like the last part. Same. I think it's very effective. I just checked the schedule for your streams, but what is No More Heroes 3? It's better if you look up No More Heroes without the number. Just look up No More Heroes, and it's like, it's basically a franchise, or like a game franchise. But it started off like on the Wii or something like that. So No More Heroes started on like the Wii. It's like a very old game. That was the first game, was like on the Wii or some shit like that. And then I don't remember what they released No More Heroes 2 on, but I think I also had it on the Wii. I can't remember. But that was fine. I played that one. The only one I haven't played is 3. So I'm excited to be playing 3. But yeah, it's just, I don't really know how to explain what kind of game it is, to be honest. I have no clue. It's just something that I played when I was young, and I would like to play again. Just look up No More Heroes, and you'll learn more about it. Thank you for asking. Hey, hello, how are you doing? Welcome in. We are doing a Creative Kori segment, which is just me talking about literature. You know what I mean? So excited for that. And yeah, it's just what's lit. So yeah, it's a good time. We're looking at poetry right now, so that's also cool. I enjoy looking at poetry and giving feedback and whatnot. But yeah. Anyway, is this English 101 real? Oh my god, is that the Kōri-Oujo? Thank you, Robix. I appreciate you. How you doing, Robix? Hello, welcome in. It do be me, unfortunately. I'm here all the freaking time. I don't know why, you know. Hello, welcome in. Hi, Kori. Very interesting topic and interpretation. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming by, and thank you for listening. I do appreciate it. But yeah, no, it's a good time. I will begin talking about my poetry now. Again, like, this is not my poem, and obviously I didn't name any names. Not gonna name any names. But I'm sure that this poem has undergone change since then, and I hope if the author ever finds out that I posted this, I'm sorry. I mean, I was respectful, okay? It's a great poem. All right, thank you. All right, let me continue. Hello, I'm well. Thank you for asking. I hope the literature class goes well. Thank you. I'm enjoying it. It's a good time. So this is my poem. This is the first initial draft of the poem. And I will talk about what I changed in the like final version of the poem as well, because it is different. So yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. But essentially, here is my poem, one of my poems, and this is the initial draft. It definitely changed, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, so it's called Eternal Change. Autumn leaves, they brush against my face as I grieve. Something died, something within me, they cried. My parents, they expected of me, and yet my failure is still apparent. You changed. The perfection they instilled in me no longer remained. Finally, I sigh. Finally, I no longer have to lie. Autumn leaves. The colors drop from the trees. The love me and my parents share, they come from different worlds, but I know they care. We changed, yes, but for the better. Autumn leaves and winter returns. Its emotions can be cold and distant, yet right over the moon's crescent. Autumn leaves, winter returns, and spring comes forth. Its feelings of happiness and beauty all too short. Yet the leaves grow once more in preparation for a new season. Change affects everything. Change is what the seasons bring. Change is what both haunts and makes me who I am. Real hot girl shit right here. I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, no, this is not good. This is not good. Damn, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I definitely, God. And this is only because I know it, I guess because I know what, like, more of what the final version looks like. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, when they, like, initially saw or read this, when I shared it with the class, they liked the repetition of autumn leaves and the, like, kind of, the double meaning of it, because it's, like, autumn leaves as in, like, leaves physically, like, from the trees, but also, like, leaves, like, it's leaving the season, because it's like autumn leaves and winter returns. And yeah, I think I was trying to, like, talk about the different seasons and how, like, change happens every season. Yeah, so it's kind of, I guess that's what I was trying to do for sure. And this definitely was focused on, like, change and how change is inevitable. And, like, I don't know, I do think, like, when I'm reading this now, it feels, like, kind of all over the place. This is just me, like, now looking at it, but, yeah, no, it feels like it's going all over the place. It's just kind of, like, I'm talking about myself, I'm talking about my family, then I'm talking about the seasons and, like, this greater, you know, celestial, talking about, like, the moon, you know, and then we talk about, like, just the ending almost feels like it's just not powerful. The ending doesn't feel like it's that powerful either, and it's just, Anyway, so, I can talk about myself like this, okay? This is my poem, alright? Anyway, yeah, okay, so that was weird. Yeah, and I feel like the overall, the, what do you call it, structure is pretty, like, dry. I didn't like reading this out loud. It's hard to, like, really pick what emotion you're trying to get out of this as well, because it's, like, kind of goes up and down. Like, we talk about the love me and my parents share, but then all of a sudden it's like it's good or bad. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's not straight at all, like, straightforward. Anyway, so yeah, what do you mean wait? Autumn made like a tree and left. Wait, what do you mean? Made like a tree and left. Okay, good job, Serenity. Anyway, I don't know where that was going. Anyway, so that's that. Okay, let's show the final version of the poem. Just doesn't work in past tense. That's true, it doesn't. You're right. That do be how vocabulary works. Anyway, excuse the dark mode on my Google Docs, okay? It's just better, it's easier in my eyes, and I didn't feel like turning it off, so you're just gonna get that. But this also is, like, the newest one, so. Okay, so here is the final version. You can tell that I shortened it as well. Okay, leaving. Autumn leaves. They brush against my face as I grieve. Something died. The amber-colored flames burn underneath me, while my roots disconnect from what brought me life. Autumn leaves, and winter returns. Its emotions can be cold and distant, yet right over the moon's crescent. Autumn leaves, winter returns, and spring comes forth. Its feelings of happiness and beauty all too short, yet the leaves grow once more in preparation for a new season. I put the past to rest. Death brings life. Change. This is the only way. Who I am. So, I definitely feel like I figured it out here. A little bit better, at least. I definitely feel like I don't remember what I wrote. I love the amber colored flames burn underneath me. Like, damn, okay, shit. Anyway, that's really pretty. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that I could write that. Anyway, that's really, because it's like, it literally is like, they're not flames, but like leaves, kind of, depending on like what kind of leaves you have, is like there. You know what I mean? It exists, and that's kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, I definitely honed in more on like this, I knew that like when I initially wrote the poem, I wanted to talk obviously about change and like the back and forth of like the seasons, the back and forth of like emotions that you feel as you go through the year. And I feel like here there's like a little bit more of like this, I can just feel a little bit more of like this loneliness in this poem here. Like in this version of the poem, it feels a little bit more lonely. Which is nice, because like that's kind of the point. I also changed the title to Leaving as well, which again brings out this like loneliness. And I think like what I initially wanted to write about as well is talking about like how you know, endings bring new beginnings, right? And I feel like I finally put words to that at the end where I said, you know, like death brings life. This is the only way. And it is meant to be like a smaller font. It is meant to be structured that way where like you're not exactly sure what to read first. You could read it either way, where you just say death brings life. This is the only way. I put the past to rest. Change who I am. You could read it that way. But I think like the reason why I changed the structure at the end and like this back and forth and made the spacing and changed the font as well is because there is like a drastic change, because like we have like this the first three stanzas pretty like obvious as what's going on, and then we've got like the last one that's really just like all over the place. And that's kind of the point as well of the poem, is like initially was to talk about like change, right? And so we have this very abrupt and intense change, and then like, you know, talking about death all of a sudden. That's the first line that you kind of land your eyes on, because you finish the sentence new season and it's like right there, death brings life, you know what I mean? And it's like in this tinier font, and it's supposed to like, when I wrote it, the idea that I had was that like the thought process that you kind of have to go through is like pretty isolated. You feel isolated through it, and again like the loneliness part of it, to feel like you have to like let a part of yourself die in order to like move forward and be a better person, feels like a really like daunting task and like a weird way to look at it for sure. But like that's something that I felt during that time, was feeling like I had to let go of like parts of me that I thought made up who I was in order to like, you know, grow and be a better person. And change is scary. Change is something that a lot of people refuse to do. So I definitely enjoyed like writing something about the idea of change, but making it feel a bit more like lonely, I guess, and how it can feel isolating to feel like you have to change, because it's something that we all do naturally and happens almost every day, but it's not easy. You know what I mean? So yeah. It's cool. I mean, it's nice to see that how I changed it, because I have not seen the two of them next to each other in a very long time. So, anyway, let me get back to the chat. It's really good combined with your voice, and the adjective is perfect. Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. I think that's a really unique type of poetry style, which makes it really interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely improved as a poet for sure, but thank you. I appreciate it. I enjoy messing with the structure visually of like poetry. It's just like, I love it personally. It's just really fun. I don't know. It's like, it almost feels like, it feels more like a painting almost. Like this is, you know, the term or like the phrase that like this piece of paper is your canvas. You know what I mean? I definitely feel that way with like poetry. You're drawing and painting a picture with words, you know what I mean? And I think that's really cool. And I like to like dive into that a lot with my poetry because it's just great. And I like to mess with people. Above all else, I like to mess with people. So I like to like mess around with like the structure and make it more difficult to read. Because it's like, you mess with them, you know, it's great. Anyway, this is cool. Anyway, so that's that. That's Leaving. Thank you for listening to Leaving. Let me go ahead and pull up the next one. So this is the initial version of the poem. I will also show the finaler version of the poem as well, but this is my poem. So it's called Late Night Drive. Alone. Once again, but I know I shouldn't be. Sirens screaming in my ear. Where should I go now? The roads lead me astray. Even if I could fly, I know I'd crash. Thinking about what has been done, I cannot change. I'm a superhero. No, I'm a villain in my own way. I see my vision turning black. I'm looking for a cure. I need to find what makes me whole. I must be crossing a bridge. It's really taking a toll. Who am I? Okay. Yeah. I already know, like, what I don't like about it, because obviously I kind of remember what I changed, but, initially when I was writing this poem, I remember thinking of the line, I must be crossing a bridge, it's really taking a toll. And I wanted to create something that was about, like, traveling. You can tell that I have some dumbass, dark feelings and and resistance to change through my poetry during this time. But essentially, like, I knew that, like, I wanted to play around this idea of, like, movement and traveling and seeing, like going from, like, a different scenery to a different scenery, basically. Because obviously that's something you kind of do when you're in university. And I wanted to play around that, but also, like, explain this, like, so I used to go on a lot of, like, late night drives when I was in college, because I would have, like, panic attacks, and I, for whatever reason, going outside and, like, taking deep breaths and, like, trying to get some air, and then going on, like, a light, quick drive as well. Sorry for the sirens if you hear it, by the way. Of course, that's, like, the 20th one tonight. It always, like, calmed me, but it, like, also forced me to be alone with my thoughts, you know, and because, like, I really had to, like, sit there and, like, fight, like, the intrusive things that were going on, and, I think, like, it was both, like, a good and a bad thing to, like, go through, or have to do, like, late night drives. I, like, literally, like, snuck out of, like, my apartment, because, like, I obviously had, like, housemates, initially. I had, like, these housemates that were just, like, you know, I didn't want to bother them, I didn't want to disturb them, I didn't want them to get upset at me, because I was, like, getting dressed and, like, leaving at, like, 2 a.m. And I didn't want to wake them up, basically. So I would, like, I would be, like, freaking out, like, for multiple reasons, and, like, I wouldn't be able to, like, just all of it, and it was just, like, so overwhelming. And then I finally got outside and I could breathe, and, like, I just, like, you know, it was also, like, cold at night, which is always nice, you know what I mean? And just well, usually, yeah, so that's kind of, like, to give context what I was going through at the time. And yeah, I think I don't know, it's nice. It's nice to remember, like, the reasons why I decided to write something like that. But I like for example, I don't really know exactly what I meant by, like, I'm looking for a cure. It feels kind of out of place. Like, I don't know why I wrote that. Like, I know that, like, I'm assuming it's because, like, I wanted to not feel like I was gonna have attacks, you know what I mean? And I felt, because you know, it's an awful experience. Any kind of like experience like that is bad, and like you don't want to feel that way anymore, but you also like can't really help it because of like the time that it was during my life. So it's like, what is the cure? I don't know. And you know, like this back and forth with like, is what I'm doing right? Because constantly I was questioning myself on that too. And you can tell that I have the word change in here again, you know? It's like, holy shit, something's going on. I'm scared for something. I'm scared to change whatever it is. And, yeah. Anyway, so, okay. Yeah, I do think that, like, I don't like the line at the end. I feel like it's just, I don't know. Personally, like, at the moment looking at it, I don't know. It's not fitting very well with, like, the rest of the poem. And, like, I think it's supposed to be a bridge, but it doesn't really look like it at the top. I wish I could have done that a little bit better. Interesting that, like, I italicized where. I'm assuming it's because, like, I'm talking about, like, movement and location. Just an interesting word to italicize, but I'm sure I had a reason. I'm sure I had a reason. Anyway, okay. Interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and look at the final version, because I really don't know what I changed. Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, this is different. Okay. It's not super different, but it's interesting. They're coming for your illegal rhymes? Real. Hell yeah. Okay, here we go. So, late night drive. Sirens screaming in my ear. It's funny because we did have sirens screaming in our ears just a second ago. Okay, let me restart because I just ruined it. Late night drive. Sirens screaming in my ear. Where should I go now? The roads, I don't know why I get it. The roads lead me astray. Even if I could fly, I know I'd crash. Thinking about what has been done, I cannot change. I'm a superhero. No, I'm a villain in my own way. Who am I? I see my vision turning black. I'm looking for a cure. I need to find what makes me whole. I must be crossing a bridge. It's really taking a toll. Oh, okay, so I ended it with that. That does sound better. So I put the who up there. Okay, so we started with a question, and then we continued it with the imagery. Okay, that's kind of cool, to let the imagery be the answer to the question. Okay, alright. Alright, Kori. Anyway, I definitely like that I shortened the first part. And I do think like that imagery is pretty powerful. Sirens screaming in my ear. That is pretty intense way to like start the poem, especially when like the title is Late Night Drive. That sounds like I mean, maybe just me, but it sounds like something that should be calming, you know what I mean? Like you're going, there's not as many people on the road maybe, and like, you know, nice night air, the moon's up, it's like, you know, your eyes aren't hurting from the sun or anything like that, you know? It sounds like calming, but then you've got sirens screaming in my ear. That's pretty, yeah. I mean, that also is kind of real. That's definitely what I would feel like when I was having my my moments. Yeah, it definitely feels like I think this really does feel more like a self-reflection, and like the author is having a conversation with themselves here, which it feels more personal. I don't know how, but like, I mean, maybe because of the questions as well, but this time it feels a lot more personal and like, really like you're peering into the author's like feelings and thoughts here, which is pretty cool. Just by kind of changing around like where some of the wording was and going straight into like this back and forth, you know, because that's really what it was supposed to be, was like this back and forth between, sorry, I'm gonna put my sweater on because now I'm cold. It's supposed to be like a back and forth like dialogue with yourself, or I guess the author's self. And I feel like the first one, like, it kind of had that feeling towards it, but I think this definitely makes it so much better, because it's like, you're asking a question, and then you're just having, like, all of this imagery of, like, you know, the back and forth and the conversation with yourself after asking the questions. So I'm also putting my warm socks on, because I'm a child. Anyway. Late night drive for a getaway driver. Exactly. It's the siren screaming in my ear. It literally is just like someone that's performing a heist. Anyway, sorry. Kaio! Hello! Nice to see you. How are you doing? Welcome in. We are just hanging out. We are doing a Creative Kori, which is like a literature study stream. Today we are looking at some poems. Right now I'm looking at an old poem of mine. And that's pretty much what we're doing today. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Ah! Anyway, enjoy yourself. Happy holidays, by the way. I keep forgetting to say that. Like, it's a holiday season. I can say that now. I can't say it any other time. You know what's funny is that I have not listened or heard Mariah Carey, like, at all, which is really weird. I feel like this is like a month ago was the time to start hearing Mariah Carey, and I have not heard it yet. I think everyone's tired of it now. Like, I even went to like a mall the other day and I didn't hear it at all. It's so weird. Anyway, sorry. That's easily remedied. No. No. Don't do it. Don't play the song. I'm not trying to listen to it, alright? I'm just saying that I haven't listened. I haven't heard it, okay? Curiously enough. Anyway, I don't think I have any more. I think that was the last one. Oh no, I have this one. Okay. So this one, I don't have the initial version of it. This is just the final version. But I feel like the last two, my poems were very like dark, or not dark, but just like sad, and lonely. And so I wanted to end it with something with a poem that I didn't write about something that was sad and lonely. I mean, it kind of is, but not really. Anyway, this is called Just Around the Corner. Hey, little red panda in your onesie. Come get off of your tree. Take a wild walk with me. It's your favorite place. We can walk along the shore or listen to the hummingbirds whisk the air aside, where bumblebees float breezily by the lemon tree, protecting orbs of yellow and escaping with nectar. Little lazy red panda with dark circles under your eyes. It's just as cozy outside, too. I'll feed you slices of Fuji apple, and we can watch the sunset over the hill like a phoenix becoming an egg once more. We can't venture too far right now, but not too far from here is anywhere but here. Don't forget about the world. It's a little bit happier. But this was definitely during the pandemic. And I was upset because I basically had to go back home and with my parents, and I hated it. I did not enjoy being stuck at, like, because you live like a few years like independently without like the time constraints of having like parents, and you go back to like, at least for me, like I'm going back to where I was basically like raised my entire life. This is just me. I know not everybody, a lot of people move. My parents never moved. They stayed in the same place their entire life, or at least while I was alive, or am alive. I'm still alive, by the way. Anyway, I'm just a ghost. Anyway, sorry. That was a weird way to phrase that sentence. English major, thank you. Actually, English degree, I have to say that now. So yeah, I think like it sucked because like going back to like the place where you were like raised, essentially, it sucks because it brings back all these memories, and it kind of forces you in this headspace that like you're still in high school or something like that. You're still in like some weird time of your life where you're still getting like ordered around and dictated by like your parents. And like I mean, that wasn't necessarily happening, but I just felt that like pressure unconsciously and consciously, like, and I did not like being there not all the time, at least. Like, I appreciated my parents, and I know that they would put a roof over my head at any time, but it was very I'm very glad to not be living with my parents anymore, because it's just like I felt like a lot of like weight on my shoulders to be there, and it felt like, I don't know, suffocating almost. It wasn't their fault. It really was just like the way that I felt about things. So yeah, that's that pretty much. Just give me poetry. I know. Hello, Kaz. How are you doing? Yeah, I had someone submit their poem to me, and I decided to make a stream out of it. And then this is one of my poems that I wrote. And I was just discussing other poems that I wrote where I had the initial version of them and then the final version of it, and like the differences is like so drastic. Anyway, sorry. So this is what we're talking about. But I'm talking about right now I'm talking about this poem, Just Around the Corner, which I wrote to like kind of explain some things in my own mind. And also, I think the prompt for this particular exercise was like to use like words that were personal to you. And so this was like writing about basically my parents' house, because we actually had a lemon tree like in the front yard, and so I talked about that. And when I was young, there was also like a hummingbird, like a nest in a tree outside as well. And we still have hummingbirds come by. And yeah, so like I just wrote about those kind of things. And then I think we were kind of like on a hill, so we could kind of see the sunset, sort of. And yeah, so that's kind of like what I wrote about here. And it's like one of my happier poems, because all the other ones are pretty sad. Or not sad, but just like, I don't know, they're kind of intense. And like, I wanted to end the poetry sesh on like a more positive note. Like, I can write about hummingbirds and red pandas, you know what I mean? I don't just write about like loneliness and stubborn resistance to change and disliking myself, you know what I mean? Just kidding, anyway. But thank you for being here, Kaz. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, my dudes, you know what I mean? Hope you're enjoying yourself. That was it. Okay, that's the last poem. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions. I don't know why you would have questions, but let me know if you have any questions, because I'm totally open to answering any of your silly little questions. All right? No, they're not silly. I am just kidding. Anyway, yeah, poetry's fun. I do kind of miss it, but I do kind of miss it, but you know. Anyway, anywhoosies. Yeah, I think the poetry classes definitely had. So I will say that like as everybody's like time during university is shit. I was definitely I definitely hated a lot of the things that I went through. Obviously you say that, but there was only one teacher that I felt like was friendly. There was only one teacher that, I know this sounds weird, but like I had them as a professor for a poetry class, and she was just such like a blessing, and she was like the kind of professor that I think I needed at that time, because it was like junior year and I was just like so done with everything that had to do with like university, and she was so kind. And I went to like this other event like a couple quarters later, and like she was there, and she saw me and she greeted me. She remembered who I was. She gave me a hug and she asked me how I was doing, and like it was like so kind of her to like remember who I was. Like she really did care about her students, basically. Like she was the only professor that I actually had that kind of like relationship with, that it was like remotely like friendly. She also like gave all of her students like a book that she published. It's like she just published it too, and it was like, what? That's so cool. Like it was a poetry book that she published. I was like, oh, that's so amazing. Anyway, so yeah, I think that was like my favorite professor for sure. But yeah, I was taught you shouldn't clap after poetry. That's real. That's true. I went to at my university, I went to like poetry slam or whatever like once, and it was a very strange experience. And this is coming from a writer. Okay, it was a very weird experience. They like made us do this weird like uga shaka kind of thing at the beginning, where we had to like stand up and like stomp our feet like crazily and just be like, whoa! And then just I don't know, like wave our arms up and then like back down as we did another noise, and then we like squatted, and it was just like really weird, and like you had to do it. And I'm just like, we don't have the, we're in a lecture hall, okay? I'm just like sitting there, like, there's not that much room. Because if I take one bad step, I'm gonna fall and just like flip all of these, like, I'm just gonna flip down all these rows of like weird chairs. Anyway, so basically that's how it started, and then like people went up and like did their, and it's fine, okay? It was cool that they got up there and put their heart out there. But I remember like specifically there was this one person who like read their poem, and it was so political that I was like, uh-oh, are we gonna get in trouble for saying these things and talking about this? I mean, we just like snapped afterwards like it was nothing, but it went on for like 20 minutes as well, and it was like political as shit, and I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like, all of my poems are like, you know, you read it within like a minute, maybe two. But like this person's like poem was like literally at least 20 minutes long. I kid you not. And it was like just crazy stuff that they were talking about too. And I was like, Bass. Real, honestly. Hype man for the poet. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they were cool. You know, they seemed like welcoming, but I was like, I did not go again after that. That was the one time I went. And also, by the way, I forced my friend to come with me because I was scared. You know, I don't know what it is, but like, university clubs were just not my scene. I really can't tell you like why, but like my parents were very like set, like they're telling me like, they basically forced me to like join a club. Like I had to join something, right? And it just kind of felt like so, I don't know, like I tried to join this other club that was like for, you know, it was geared towards like the English degree. I can't remember what the name was, but it was like something like that. Writers or authors or something like that. And like the first, like I went to like their orientation, for lack of a better term, introductory, you know, meeting, the first meeting of the year. And like all that came out of that was just some guy that was hitting on me because I made like a Star Wars joke, and my mistake, okay? My mistake for making a Star Wars joke, honestly. He came up to me and was like, oh, you like Star Wars? And I was like, I mean, like, I know about it. I don't necessarily like know a lot. Don't expect much from me, but like, I know about it. And yeah, that was really weird. that was really awkward, but yeah, so there's that. I'm sorry, okay? They were cool, don't get me wrong, but I was just like, yeah. I bet you even know who Jimmy Olsen is, shut up! I'm dead. Yeah, so that's kind of something that happened there. It was okay. But that was like all that happened from that. Like I didn't feel very like welcomed in the club, even though I was also a writer. And then also you had to like pay to like actually be an official member. You had to pay. And I was like, I don't have money. What do you mean? So yeah, and then I also tried to join like the anime club, which was also a mistake because all we did was for like 2 hours. All we did was, it was more than that, by the way, because I left early, but we like went to this lecture hall and like just watched anime together. And I was so confused because it was just like, we watched an episode of what was it? Gintama or something like that. I can't remember if that's the name or not, but we watched an episode of that, and then like we watched another episode of this one, this cooking one that was cool. I can't remember the name of that one either. And then I left after that. But they were gonna keep watching other episodes of other anime, and it was just like the first episode of a random anime, and I'm like, we're not even gonna like watch the rest of it together. Like we just started this and now we're just gonna start another one. Like, oh my god, I don't know, just like personally I have to like, I binge watch the anime and just finish one anime at a time, you know what I mean? That's the kind of person that I am. So like sitting there and just like starting anime but not finishing it was kind of just like, oh my god. And then we didn't talk, okay? You don't talk while you're watching the anime because you're watching the anime, so you're just like, haha, that's funny, and then that was it. And I was like, oh, and then like between the anime there was only like a 10-minute like, you know, break between it, so like you can try to spend 10 minutes talking to other people, but like it's only 10 minutes. See, there's not much time, and then you have to sit down and watch more of the anime, and I'm just like, I don't know. It was very like, It was weird. So I never went back to Anime Club either. Oh, and you also had to pay to be a member there. So I guess it's just a standard of clubs at universities is that you have to pay to be a member. Like, we're not broke enough already. Like, oh my god, you're just trying to squeeze me for everything that I have. So it just sucked because I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere, because I was just like, I don't know. Maybe I was too critical. Maybe I was too emotional. Maybe I was too angry at the world. But yeah. I joined your Discord. Thank you. I appreciate it. I spent my whole time trying to figure out how to make it again. No, it's okay. I feel it, honestly. Should have just say you don't have to pay because you know Jimmy Olsen. I can't believe we're making this a thing now. Yep, Jimmy Olsen, everybody. Listen, if you're hot but you don't know who Superman is, I can compromise. It's fine. I'm willing. I can teach a dog new tricks. God damn it, I hate that. I can't believe he said that. It's crazy. I just anyway. That's horseshit. No, it really is. I don't get it. Like, are you trying to create a community for your students, or are you trying to force us deeper into debt? Stop! Serenity! Serenity, please! Please, settle down. You see this? What's on the screen over here? Settle down, okay? None of that, alright? Hold on one second, I have to check something. What? Weird. Okay. Alright. Sorry. So anyways, cool. That's the segment. Yes, there we go. Thank you for listening to the segment there. I enjoyed it. I enjoy discussing poetry. I actually brought one of my books, or actually, not that I brought it, but my mom had brought one of my books from university. And I thought about it, and I don't know if you guys are okay with this, but it also isn't up to you, and I realize that. But it is this tragic comedy called Waiting for Godot, and if you don't know what the story is, it's okay. It's by Samuel Beckett, and it's written like a play, so it's kind of cool. I think it's fun. The story is great. I love this story because it is like satire, but also like kind of deep, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you are, I would like to read this. I know that we are now done with the poetry portion, and if you are not interested in just hearing me read a story, that's totally cool. But I would like to read some of the story. I'm not gonna finish it. It's not that long, but I'm not gonna be able to finish it. That's for sure. Anyway, so hold on. Let me do something really quick. Let me see. Okay. Here we go. But yeah, I just want to do a little bit of some reading because I think it'd be fun, and just to like start wrapping up the night as well. Okay. Cool. I will change this to ASMR as well, because technically, I don't know, is there a reading fun? Is there just like a Is there just like a No, it's not. Okay, we're just gonna do ASMR, I guess. That's what we're doing. I don't know if that's like what it's supposed to. I don't know. I'm sorry. Anyway, okay, here we go. We're doing ASMR here. That's a great story. It is, right? Honestly. Why do their chats look different to ours? Yeah. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, I am multi-streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Sorry, I don't have to sneeze because I opened this old ass book. I'm just kidding. And yeah, so what's on the screen is the Twitch screen. Yeah, apologies. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and start reading. So if you're not into, listening to someone read, you don't have to sit here and listen to me read, just let you know. But I think I would like to do it, so, oh well. Anyway. Okay. So this is Waiting for Godot. Again, this is by Samuel Beckett. I won't finish the story. I'll just start to read it. So, Act 1. A country road, a tree, evening. Estragon, sitting on a low mound, is trying to take off his boot. He pulls at it with both hands, panting. He gives up, exhausted, rests, and tries again, as before. Enter Vladimir. Estragon giving up again. That is in parentheses. I can't really explain it because obviously we're just reading it. Nothing to be done. I'm just gonna see the words actually. I'm just gonna say the dialogue, not the everything else, but okay. Try to act it out. Okay. Nothing to be done. I'm beginning to come around to that opinion. All my life, I've tried to put it from me, saying, Vladimir, be responsible. You haven't yet tried everything. And I resume the struggle. So, there you are again. Am I? I'm glad to have you back. I thought you were gone forever. Me too. Together again at last. We'll have to celebrate this. But how? Get up till I embrace you. What the hell was that noise? I don't know if you heard that, but what the hell was that? That was weird. I don't know what the fuck that was outside. I've never heard that before. Probably someone's horn. Anyway, okay. Not now, not now. May one inquire where His Highness spent the night? In a ditch. A ditch? Where? Over there. And they didn't beat you? Beat me? Certainly they beat me. The same lot as usual? The same? I don't know. When I think of it, all these years. But for me, where would you be? You'd be nothing more than a little heap of bones at the present minute, no doubt about it. And what of it? It's too much for one man. On the other hand, what's the good of losing heart now? That's what I say. We should have thought of it 1,000,000 years ago in the 90s. Stop blathering and help me off this bloody thing. Hand in hand, from the top of the Eiffel Tower, among the first. We were respectable in those days. Now it's too late. They wouldn't even let us up. What are you doing? Taking off my boot. Did that ever happen to you? Boots must be taken off every day. I'm tired of telling you that. Why don't you listen to me? Help me! It hurts? Hurts? He wants to know if it hurts. No one ever suffers but you. I don't count. I'd like to hear what you'd say if I had what I have. It hurts? Hurts! He wants to know if it hurts. You might button it all the same. True. Never neglect the little things of life. What do you expect? You always wait to the last minute. The last moment. Hope deferred maketh the something sick. Who said that? Why don't you help me? Sometimes I feel it coming all the same. Then I go all queer. How shall I say? Relieved. At the same time, appalled. Appalled. Funny. Nothing to be done. Well? Nothing. Show. There's nothing to show. Try and put it on again. I'll air it for a bit. There's man all over for you, blaming on his boots, the faults of his feet. This is getting alarming. One of the thieves was saved. It's a reasonable percentage. Go. What? Suppose we repented. Repented what? Oh, we wouldn't have to go into the details. Our being born? One daren't even laugh anymore. Dreadful privation. Merely smile. It's not the same thing. Nothing to be done. Go. What is it? Did you ever read the Bible? The Bible? I must have taken a look at it. Do you remember the Gospels? I remember the maps of the Holy Land. Colored they were, very pretty. The Dead Sea was pale blue. The very look of it made me thirsty. That's where we'll go. I used to say, that's where we'll go for a honeymoon. We'll swim, we'll be happy. You should be a poet. I was! Isn't that obvious? Where was I? How's your foot? Swelling visibly. Ah, yes, the two thieves. Do you remember the story? No. Shall I tell it to you? No. So funny, sorry. It'll pass the time. Two thieves, crucified at the same time as our Savior. One, our what? Our Savior. Two thieves, one is supposed to have been saved, and the other... damned. Saved from what? Hell. I'm going. And yet... how is it? This is not boring, you, I hope. How is it that, of the four evangelists, only one speaks of a thief being saved? The four of them were there, or thereabouts, and only one speaks of a thief being saved. Come on, Gogo, return the ball, can't you? Once in a way? I find this really most extraordinarily interesting. One out of the four. Of the other three, two don't mention any themes at all, and the third says both of them abuse them. Who? What? What's all this about? Abused who? The Savior. Why? Because he wouldn't save them. From hell? Imbecile! From death! I thought you said hell! From death! From death! Well, what of it? Then the two of them must have been damned. And why not? But one of the four says that one of the two was saved. Well, they don't agree, and that's all there is to it. But all four were there, and only one speaks of a thief being saved. Why believe him rather than others? Who believes him? Everybody. It's the only version they know. People are bloody ignorant apes. Damn. Sorry. Pah! Charming spot. Let's go. We can't. Why not? We're waiting for Godot. You're sure it was here? What? That we were to wait? You said by a tree. Do you see any others? What is it? I don't know. A willow? Where are the leaves? It must be dead. No more weeping. Or perhaps it's not the season. Looks to me more like a bush. A shrub. A bush! What are you insinuating? That we've come to the wrong place? He should be here. He didn't say for sure he'd come. And if he doesn't come, we'll be back tomorrow. And then the day after tomorrow? Possibly. And so on. The point is, until he comes. You're merciless. We came here yesterday. No. There, you're mistaken. What did we do yesterday? What did we do yesterday? Yes. Why? Nothing is certain when you're about. In my opinion, we are here. You recognize this place? I didn't say that. Well, that makes no difference. All the same. That tree. That bog. You're sure it was this evening? What? That we were to wait. He said Saturday. I think. You think? I must have made note of it. But what Saturday? And is it Saturday? Is it not rather Sunday? Or Monday? Or Friday? Also, thank you for the double subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you, Junwoo. Thank you. Sorry, let me continue on. It's not possible! Or Thursday. What do we do? If he came yesterday and we weren't here, you may be sure he... Wait. We weren't here. You may be sure he won't come again today. But you say we were here yesterday. I may be mistaken. Let's stop talking for a minute. Do you mind? Alright. Go go! Go go! Go go! I was asleep! Why will you never let me sleep? I feel lonely. I had a dream. Don't tell me. I dreamt that. Don't tell me! This one is enough for you. It's not nice of you, Dee Dee. Who am I to tell my private nightmares to if I can't tell them to you? Let them remain private. You know I can't bear that. There are times when I wonder if it wouldn't be better for us to part. You wouldn't go that far. That would be too bad. Really too bad. Wouldn't it, Dee Dee? Be really too bad? When you think of the beauty of this way and the goodness of the wayfarers, wouldn't it, Dee Dee? Calm yourself. Calm. Calm. The English say calm. The English say calm. You know the story of the Englishman in the brothel? Yes. Tell it to me. Ah, stop it. An Englishman, having drunk a little more than usual, proceeds to a brothel. The bawd asked him if he wants a fair one, a dark one, or a red-haired one. Go on. Stop it! You wanted to speak to me? You had something to say to me? Dee Dee? I have nothing to say to you. You're angry? Forgive me. Come, Dee Dee. Give me your hand. Embrace me! Don't be stubborn! You stink of garlic! It's for the kidneys. Real, honestly, real hot girl shit right there. What do we do now? Wait. Yes, but while we're waiting. What about offing ourselves? What about offing ourselves? It'd give us an erection. An erection? With all that follows. Where it falls, mandrakes grow. That's why they shriek when you pull them up. Did you not know that? Let's hang ourselves immediately. From a bow? I wouldn't trust it. We can always try. Go ahead. After you. No, you first. Why me? You're lighter than I am. Just so. I don't understand. Use your intelligence, can't you? Finally, I remain in the dark. This is how it is. The bow. The bow. Use your head, can't you? You're my only hope. Go light. Bow not break. Go dead. Dee Dee heavy. Bow break. Dee Dee alone. Whereas, I hadn't thought of that. If it hangs you, it'll hang anything. But am I heavier than you? So you tell me. I don't know. There's an even chance, or nearly. Well, what do we do? Let's do anything. It's safer. Let's wait and see what he says. Who? Godot. Good idea. Let's wait till we know exactly how we stand. On the other hand, it might be better to strike the iron before it freezes. I'm curious to hear what he has to offer. Then we'll take it or leave it. What exactly did we ask him for? Were you not there? I can't have been listening. Oh. Nothing very definite. A kind of prayer? Precisely. A vague supplication. Exactly. And what did he reply? That he'd see. That he couldn't promise anything. That he'd have to think it over. In the quiet of his home. Consult his family, his friends, his agents, his correspondence, his books, his bank account, before making a decision. It's a normal thing. Is it not? I think it is. I think so too. I beg your pardon. I said, and we? I don't understand. Where do we come in? Come, no, just kidding. Come in. Take your time. Come in on our hands and knees. As bad as that? Your worship wishes to start? Wait, sorry. Your worship wishes to assert his prerogatives? We've no rights anymore? You would make me laugh if it wasn't prohibited. We've lost our rights? We got rid of them. We're not tied? We're not. Listen. I hear nothing. Nor I. You gave me a fright. I thought it was he. Who? Godot. Pah! The wind in the reeds. I could have sworn I heard shouts. And why would he shout? At his horse? I'm hungry. Me, honestly, same. Honestly, same. Oops. Hold on, I just pressed a button. Sorry. What just happened? Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay. Do you want a carrot? Is that all there is? I might have some turnips. Just give me a carrot. It's a turnip! Oh, pardon. I could have sworn it was a carrot. Oh, that's turnips. You must have eaten the last. Oh, wait, I have it. There, dear fellow. Make it last. That's the end of them. I asked you a question. Did you reply? How's the carrot? It's a carrot. So much better. So much the better. What was it you wanted to know? I've forgotten. That's what annoys me. I'll never forget this carrot. Ah! Yes, now I remember. Well, we're not tired? I don't hear a word that you're saying. I'm asking you if we're tied. Tied? Tied. How do you mean tied? Down. By whom? But to whom? To your man. To Godot. Tied to Godot. What an idea! No question of it. For the moment. His name is Godot? I think so. Fancy that. Funny. The more you eat, the worse it gets. With me, it's just the opposite. In other words, I get used to the muck as I go along. Is that the opposite? Question of temperament, of character. Nothing you can do about it. No use struggling. One is what one is. No use wriggling. The essential doesn't change. Nothing to be done. Like, to finish it. Oh, dang. So now I've got another character. Oh, okay. I don't know what kind of character. I'm just gonna for like a country accent, even though I don't think it's a country accent, but we'll see. Anyway. So we've got another character come in. And I'll just skip to where the dialogue happens, because there's mostly just action here. Okay. Let me go! Stay where you are! Be careful! He's wicked. With strangers. Is that him? Who? Godot? Yeah. I present myself, Pazzo. Not at all. He said Godot. Not at all! You're not Mr. Godot, sir? I am Pazzo. Pazzo. Does that name mean nothing to you? I say, does that name mean nothing to you? Bozo. 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 Pozo. Bozo! Pozo. Let me see. Pozo. Is it Pozo or Bozo? Pozo. No, I'm afraid no, I don't seem to. I once knew a family named Gozo. The mother had the clap. What does that mean? Clapping of cheeks? What is this? What do you mean the mother had to clap? What does that mean? Wait a minute, huh? When was this written? Anyway, sorry. We're not from these parts, sir. You are human beings nonetheless. As far as one can see, of the same species as myself. Of the same species as Pozo, made in God's image. Well, you see, who is Goodell? Goodell? You took me for Goodell. Oh, no, sir, not for an instant, sir. Who is he? Oh, he's a kind of acquaintance. Nothing of the kind, we hardly know him. Oh, sorry, nothing of the kind, we hardly know him. True, we don't know him very well, but all the same. Personally, I wouldn't even know him if I saw him. You took me for him. That's to say, you understand the dusk, the strain, waiting. I confess, I imagined for a second. Waiting? So you were waiting for him? Well, you see, here on my land, we didn't intend any harm. We meant well. The road is free to all. That's how we looked at it. It's a disgrace, but there you are. Nothing we can do about it. Let's say no more about it. Every time he drops, he falls asleep. Talking about the dog, the horse. Anyway, okay. They're just talking about the freaking Lucky the horse here. Gentlemen, I'm happy to have met you. Yes, sincerely happy. Closer, stop, is the horse. Yes, the road seems long when Yes, the road seems long when one journeys all alone for, 6 hours, that's right. 6 hours on end and never a soul in sight. Coat, hold that. Coat, a touch of autumn in the air this evening. Whip. Yes, gentlemen, I can't go for long without the society of my likes. Even when the likeness is an imperfect one. Okay. And he's just talking about moving around here. Okay. Oh god. That is why, with your permission, I propose to dally with you a moment before I venture any further. Alright, so then he sits down and starts eating. Okay. Okay, here we go. What ails him? He looks tired. Why doesn't he bring down his bags? How do I know? Careful. Say something to him. Look. What? His neck. I see nothing. Here. Oh, I say, a running sore. It's the rope. It's the rubbing. It's inevitable. It's the knot. It's the chaffing. He's not bad looking. Would you say so? A trifle effeminate. Look at the slobber. It's inevitable. Look at the slaver. Perhaps he's a half-wit. Cretin. Cretin. What is that? Looks like a what? I don't know what that word is. It's not certain. He's panting. It's inevitable. And his eyes. What about them? What about them? Googling out of his head. Looks like looks at his last gasp to me. Oh, sorry, I'm saying that in the accent. Looks like his last gasp to me. It's not certain. Ask him a question. Would that be a good thing? What do we risk? Mr. Louder. Mister, leave him in peace. Can't you see he wants to rest? What can he expect? It's not his job. It's better. Please, sir. What is it, my good man? You finished with the, you don't need the, bones, sir? He's eating, like, chicken or something like that, by the way. You couldn't have waited? Nah, he does well to ask. Do I need the bones? Nah, personally, I do not need them anymore. But in theory, the bones go to the carrier. He is therefore the one to ask. Go on. Don't be afraid to ask him, he'll tell you. Oh, okay, here we go. Hold on, what the hell is going on right now? Okay. Anyway, Mister, excuse me, Mister, you're being spoken to. Okay, wait, they're talking about another character here that is not really a character, I don't think. If I remember correctly. Yeah, you're right, it's not. I don't know what the heck they're doing here. Okay, oh my gosh. This is not a polo. That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair to say, honestly. Thanks so much for follow. We are reading a story right now. I don't usually do ASMR. I also don't usually read stories on stream. But I was doing a Creative Kori segment, and it's like a literature study segment, and I finished a little bit early, so I decided to start reading because why not? So now we're here reading a story called Waiting for Godot. I hope you're having a great night, day, happy Wednesday, my dudes. Huh? You know what I mean? All right. Where are we at? Okay. Okay. Excuse me, mister. The bones. You won't be wanting the bones? Mister, reply, do you want them or don't you? They're yours. I don't like it. I've never known him to refuse a bone before. Nice business it'd be if he fell sick on me. It's a scandal! Are you alluding to anything in particular? To treat a man like that. I think that no human being, no, it's a scandal. A disgrace. You are severe. What age are you? If it's not a rude question, 60? 70? What age would you say he was? 11? I am impertinent. I must be getting on. Thank you for your society. Unless I smoke another pipe before I go, what do you say? Oh, I'm only a small smoker. A very small smoker. I'm not in the habit of smoking 2 pipes on top of each other. It makes my heart, it goes pit-pat. It's the nicotine. One absorbs it in spite of one's precautions. You know how it is. But perhaps you don't smoke? Yes? No? It's of no importance. But how am I to sit down now without affectation, now that I have risen? Without appearing to, how shall I say, without appearing to falter? I beg your pardon. Perhaps you didn't speak? It's of no importance. Let me see. Ah! That's better. Let's go. So soon? One moment. Let's go. I hope I'm not driving you away. Wait a little longer. You'll never regret it. We're in no hurry. The second is never so sweet as the first, I mean. But it's sweet just the same. I'm going. He can no longer endure my presence. I am perhaps not particularly human, but who cares? Think twice before you do anything rash. Suppose you go now while it's still day. Look, for there is no denying it is still day. Good. What happens in that case? I'm out in that case. And in that case, what happens in that case to your appointment with this Godin? Anyhow, you see who I mean? Who has your future in his hands? At least your immediate future. Who told you? He speaks to me again. If this goes on much longer, we'll soon be old friends. Why doesn't he put down his bags? I, too, would be happy to meet him. The more people I meet, the happier I become. From the meanest creature, one departs wiser, richer, and more conscious of one's blessings. Even you. Who knows? Will have added to my store. Why doesn't he put down his bags? But that would surprise me. You're being asked a question. A question? Who? What? A moment ago you were calling me sir in fear and trembling. Now you're asking me questions. No good will come of this.
I think he's listening. What? You can ask him now. He's on alert. Ask him what? Why he doesn't put down his bags. I wonder. Ask him, will you? You want to know why he doesn't put down his bags, as you call him. That's it. You sure you agree with that? He's puffing like a Krampus. The answer is this. But stay still. I beg of you, you're making me nervous. Here. What is it? He's about to speak. Good. Is everybody ready? Is everybody looking at me? I'm ready. Is everybody listening? Is everybody ready? I don't like talking in a vacuum. Good, let me see. I'm going. What was it exactly you want to know? Why he... Don't interrupt me! If we all speak at once, we'll never get anywhere. What was I saying? What was I saying? Bags. Why? Always hold. Never put down. Why? Why didn't you say so before? Why he don't make himself comfortable? Let's try and get this clear. Has he not the right to? Certainly he has. It follows that he doesn't want to. There's reasoning for you. Why doesn't he want to? Gentlemen, the reason is this. Make note of this. He wants to impress me so that I'll keep him. What? Perhaps I haven't got it right. He wants to mollify me so that if I'll give up the idea of parting with him. No, that's not exactly right either. You want to get rid of him? He wants to guard me, but he won't. You want to get rid of him? He imagines that when I see how well he carries, I'll be tempted to keep him in that capacity. You've had enough of him? In reality, he carries like a pig. It is not his job. You want to get rid of him? He imagines that when I see him what? Indefatigable. I've never actually used that word. That's funny. I'll regret my decision. Such is his miserable scheme, as though I were short of slaves. At last, son of Jupiter. Well, that's what I think. Anything else? You want to get rid of him? Remark that I might just as well have been in his shoes and he in mine, if chance had not willed otherwise. To each one his due. You want to get rid of him? I beg your pardon? You want to get rid of him? I do, but instead of driving away, as I might have done, I mean instead of simply kicking him out on his horse, in the goodness of my heart, I am bringing him to the fair, where I hope to get a good price from. The truth is, you can't drive such creatures away. The best thing would be to kill them. He's crying! Old dogs have more dignity. Comfort him since you pity him. Come on, wipe away his tears. You'll feel less forsaken. Here, give it to me. I'll do it. Make haste before he stops. So sad. Hanky panky. Oh, the swine. He's crippled me. I told you he didn't like strangers. Show. He's bleeding. It's a good sign. I'll never walk again. I'll carry you, if necessary. He stopped crying. You have replaced him as it were. The tears of the world are a constant quantity. For each one who begins to weep, somewhere else another stops. The same is true of the length. Let us not then speak ill of our generation. It is not any unhappier than its predecessors. Let us not speak well of it either. Let us not speak of it at all. It is true that population has increased. real. Sorry. This is great. Okay. Try and walk. Guess who taught me all of these beautiful things? Will night ever come? But for him, all my thoughts, all my feelings would have been of common things. Professional worries, beauty, grace, truth of the first water. I knew they were all beyond me. So I took a nuke. A what? What did you say? Thanks so much for follow. Welcome in. We are reading a story right now. I don't usually do ASMR or reading stories on the stream.
But I decided to do it today because I felt like it. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Wednesday. Hello, purple. Welcome in. Grimace. Grimace is what I think of when I think of the color purple. But I guess I shouldn't be saying that because I have purple on me. Anyway, I love that emote. It is beautiful. Have a great Wednesday. Hope you're enjoying yourself and having some good snacks and nice drinks, perhaps. Yes. Yes, today we're just reading and being silly. We're reading Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. It is a tragic comedy. So yeah, that's where right now. We're not even halfway, but I'm just reading, so that's what we're doing today. Alright, I'm gonna get past this page. Alright, I promise. A nook? That was nearly 60 years ago. Yes, nearly 60. You wouldn't think it to look at me, would you? Compared to him, I look like a young man, no? Now look. Did you see? And now you turn him away? Such an old and faithful servant. Swine! After having sucked all the good out of him, you chuck him away like a banana skin, really. Just gonna chill and try to catch sleep lurking. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for chilling, I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good time and enjoy some sleep. Catching up on sleep is very important. Have sweet dreams, all that good stuff. Thank you. I can't bear it any longer. The way he goes on, you've no idea. It's terrible. He must go. I'm going mad. I can't bear it any longer. He can't bear it any longer. He's going mad. It's terrible. How dare you? It's abominable. Such a good master crucify him like that after so many years, really? He used to be so kind, so helpful, and entertaining, my good angel, and now he's killing me. Does he want to replace him? What? Does he want someone to take his place or not? I don't think so. What? I don't know. Ask him. Gentlemen. I don't know what came over me. Forgive me. Forget all I said. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you may be sure that there wasn't a word of truth in it. Do I look like a man that could be made to suffer? Frankly, what have I done with my pipe? Charming evening we're having. Unforgettable. And it's not over. Apparently not. It's only beginning. It's awful. Worse than the pantomime. The circus. The music hall. The circus. What can I have done with that prior? He's a scream. He's lost his dudeen. I'll be back. End of the corridor on the left. Keep my seat. I've lost my Captain Peterson. He'll be the death of me. You didn't see it by any chance? Oh, he's gone without saying goodbye. How could he? He might have waited. He would have burst. Oh, well then, of course, in that case. Come here. What for? You'll see. You want me to get up? Quick! Look. Oh, I say, it's all over. He's not pleased. You missed a treat, pity. He subsides. Indeed, all subsides. A great calm and descends. Listen, Pan sleeps. Will night ever come? You don't feel like going until it does? Well, you see, why, it's very natural, very natural. I myself, and you're in a situation, if I had an appointment with Godot, or anyhow, you see what I mean. I'd wait till it was black night before I gave up. I'd very much like to sit down, but I don't quite know how to go about it. Could I be of any help? If you ask me, perhaps. What? If you asked me to sit down, would that be a help? I fancy so. Here you go. Be seated, sir. I beg of you. No, I wouldn't think of it. Ask me again. Come, take a seat, I beseech you. You'll get pneumonia. You really think so? Why, it's absolutely certain. No doubt you are right. Done it again. Thank you, dear fellow. But I must really be getting along if I am to observe my schedule. Time has stopped. Don't you believe it, sir? Don't you believe it? Whatever you like, but not that. Everything seems dark to him today. Except the firmament. But I see what it is. You are not from these parts. You don't know what our twilights can do. Shall I tell you? I can't refuse you. A little attention, if you please. What's the matter with this whip? Worn out, this whip. What was I saying? Let's go. But you take the weight off your feet, I implore you. You'll catch your death. True. What is your name? Adam. Adam. He said his Adam. I'm sorry. Alright, we're gonna stop there. We're gonna stop there on page 25. Not bad, huh? Not bad, not bad. Anyway, Adam. That was a good one to end on. Anyway, yeah, I had read this book when I was in university, and I remember it was just one of the things that stuck with me because, like, after I will not spoil the story, but there's just something that really funny happened after after we read the story during this class, and we had like a group project within the class as well, and like I got to talk with some of my other classmates, and they told me like one of them like answered on the quiz like that someone the question was like who showed up at this time, and like they answered with Godot, and you'll see what happens about that if we continue the story. But like the professor did not let them live that down, by the way. The professor literally like didn't say the name, but Loki called them out during like the class, like, yeah, somebody answered with Godot, which is just like clearly you didn't read the book. And I was like, damn. That's crazy. Pterodactyl, welcome in. That is potentially the correct way of spelling it. Anyway, welcome in. Hope you're doing great. We have been discussing some poetry earlier, and then we also read a little bit of story today as well. We read a little bit of Waiting for Godot. I don't usually do ASMR. It's not usually my thing, but I wanted to read something because we were doing like a literature study segment. So that's what we're doing. That's what we did, and it's a good time. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, my dudes. And taking care, eating good snacks, all the good stuff. Anyway, yeah, that's what we did today. It was a good time. Is Empress or Raccoon? If you want to learn more about my lore, this is a link to learn a little bit about that. There's a video, or you can also play my game. TLDR, I'm a raccoon that got isekai'd into an ice princess's body. So really both. You know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, I am a variety streamer. I stream anything but puzzles and FPS because I suck. I'm just kidding. And then I have a lot of projects. I have a album on Spotify. I have a podcast. I have a self-produced game, as you can see. And I also go to events at cons and things like that and exhibit, aka I have a booth at cons. So a little bit about me. TLDR, I am life. Life is great. Anyway, let me get through my quick announcements here. The story has been funny and your voice acting is great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. We have VTuber Clipmas this weekend. It's on Saturday. It starts at 11 a.m. PT, which is about 2 p.m. EST. We've got, I have to burp. I'm dying. Thank you. All right, there we go. We've got 24 awesome VTubers joining the show, and it's going to be a great time. So if you're interested, please do come by, check it out on Saturday. Spent a lot of time organizing this event, but above all else, we've got all of these amazing creators coming, and please show them support. Dropping a lurk, saying hi, you know, all that means a lot. Any engagement, you know, would mean a lot to us. So please do come by and show support for these people. And myself, if you happen to want to show support to me. Anyway, but yeah, we've also got a new song coming out on the 21st, which is literally next week. I can't believe that. And here's a teaser for it. It is a rap song, a diss track against VTuber DMs. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to turn off myself. There you go.
What you doing on the mic? Ew, what is this?
Anyway, it's coming out on the 21st, and I'm excited for it. If you're not into rap, don't worry about it. We've got other songs, hopefully, on the way.
Hey, yo, Ag.
This is
What you
funny to look
doing
at
on the
Ag's
mic?
model.
Ew, what is this?
Anyway, that's that. Excited for it.
Hey, yo, Ag.
There we go. Okay. Turn that back on. Okay, we are also attending Anime Gaming Con, which is in February. Why is it that the second time I try to load this site, it never loads quickly? Oh, sorry. Gosh darn it. There we go. Okay, here we go. It is on February 3rd through 4th. Sorry, I'm clicking around. It's in Fresno, California. And it's going to be a great time. We're going to have a booth. Kind of the same setup as Fan Expo SF. We've got the meet and greet, hours, and new merch, and free stuff. So excited for that. We've also got commissions open over on Coffee, if you are interested. We also have our goal for the second game as well, if you are interested, if you would like to support the game. But yeah, we've got some commissions like custom voice messages and art. And then also we do have some personalized sessions. If you are interested in the VTuber help session, you can contact me for the waitlist. I will open them probably in a couple of weeks, but that's where we're at right now. So that's some of the stuff that's going on. I appreciate y'all hanging tight and hanging out. And I always appreciate being here and spending some time with y'all. So yeah, it has been a crazy last couple of days, so it is nice to chill out with y'all. Oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. It is kind of cool. You know, we as an ice princess, we kind of do cool things here. Just kidding. Sorry. Sorry. I couldn't. I don't know what's wrong with me either. Don't honestly. Anyway. Oops. I clicked on the wrong button. Okay. Thanks for the fun stream, great feedback, fun story, NVA. Thank you, I appreciate it. I had fun. I enjoy doing that kind of stuff for sure. It is a great time. But yeah, thanks everybody for the stream. I do appreciate it. Let's see, what will we be doing today? I will be raiding someone. I'm just trying to figure out who I would like to raid today. Let me see. Someone's playing, there's a lot of people playing Lethal Company. What am I saying? Everybody's playing Lethal Company nowadays, which is fine. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Wow, that's crazy. There's a lot of people that are live right now. I didn't know that people were like live on freaking Wednesday nights, man. I mean, I guess that makes sense somewhat. Okay, let's see. Got someone playing Disney Dreamlight. If y'all like Disney Dreamlight, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's see. All right. Sup, Kori? Hello, Joker. How are you doing? Sorry, we're coming up to the close of the stream, but thank you for being here. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. We just did a Creative Kori segment of the stream today, and it was cool. It was a good time. But yeah, we just hung out, and we're gonna be raiding Coral Cafe. They are playing Dreamlight, the Disney game. What is it? Disney Dreamlight Valley. Sorry. Anyway. Thanks for the fun stream and for your time. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for submitting the poem as well. It was awesome to go through and read. So thank you. But yeah, no. We're just gonna hang. We're just gonna sleep, kind of thing. I am exhausted. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good night and take care and have good dreams and eat good food and do what you gotta do. And I appreciate y'all. Yes. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I am also streaming something. I don't know what I'm streaming, but I will be there. I'll be here. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. Good night. Bye. Thank you.